Dear friends, I am Dr.I.JESUDOSS, a former Associate Professor and a Research Supervisor from St. Xavier's College of Education, Palangote, Emeritus, a retired person. And after my retirement also, I was serving in so many education colleges as the principal of B.Ed colleges, as the academic dean of Arts and Science College Education Department. So I have vast experience in my opinion for the last 28 years. So I have always given coaching classes to my students. So I just continue to give those classes for you also. I would like to reach out to Northeastern students as well as North Indian students. Of course, our own students in Tamil Nadu and South India. And this will be completely in English. I am giving it in Tamil in another channel, that is JESU. This is a new channel, JESU.NET. Of course, I am a new person to you, but once you go through my videos, perhaps you will understand me, my approach, everything. You are most welcome to give your suggestions and recommendations in the email I am providing in this YouTube channel. In the YouTube description box, I am giving my email ID also. You are most welcome to give your suggestions, everything. So let me enter into the topics. This paper 1, general paper has 10 units. So the first unit will be teaching aptitude. So I am just dealing with it entirely. The entire syllabus I will be dealing with it with you in this video. I would like, it may take even 2.5 hours, 3 hours, doesn't matter, but you will be having everything in one go, or in other words, in one video, you will be getting everything. So I am a very simple person, not a bombastic person as such. I am sure you will be able to understand me better. You are most welcome to interact with me at any time. You can ask for anything, I will be ready to send to you, or I will be interact with you, or I will give you some suggestions also. So I am having quite a lot of videos and materials. I have collected so many things all along my years. I am keeping it. I will be giving it to you one by one as days go by. Since the exam is nearing and it is in the 24th August something, so we have 1.5 months more. Let me start everything in English. This is a new channel devoted to English medium students. So let us straight away enter into the topic. God bless you abundantly. Dear friends, this is the syllabus we have. Teaching, concept, objectives, levels of teaching, characteristics and requirements, learners' characteristics, adolescent and adult learners and individual differences. Third part, factors affecting teaching, teacher, learner, support material, instructional facilities, learning environment, institutions, etc. Then methods of teaching in higher learning institutions, teacher-centered versus learner-centered methods, offline versus online methods. Then teaching support system, traditional, modern, ICT-based teaching support system. And finally, evaluation systems, elements, types, evaluation in choice-based credit system, computer-based testing, innovations, etc. So, all these subheadings I am going to explain to you along with some questions, model questions with the explanations. Of course, I will be giving my guidance also then and there. So let us straight away enter into the topic. Teaching, concept and objectives. Teaching is like being a guide. A teacher helps students learn new things and understand the world around them. It is not just about giving information. It's about making learning fun and interesting. What is the concept of teaching? Teaching is about sharing knowledge and skills with others. Imagine you know a cool game and want to teach your friend how to play. You explain the rules, show them how it is done, and help them practice until they get better. Teaching in a classroom is a bit like that, but with the academic subjects. That is the difference. A teacher helps students understand various subjects like maths, science, language and more. They use methods that fit the student's age and level of understanding. They make learning engaging and enjoyable, so students want to learn more. What are the objectives of teaching? Helping students learn. The main goal of teaching is to help students learn new things. A good teacher explains concepts clearly and uses examples to make them easier to understand. Then fostering curiosity. Teachers encourage students to ask questions and be curious about the world. They create an environment where asking questions is welcome. Then teaching is to develop skills. Teaching is not just about facts, it is about skills too. A teacher helps students build the skills like problem solving, critical thinking, communication and teamwork. Teaching is to boost confidence in the students. A teacher motivates students and builds their confidence. When a student knows they can do something, they are more likely to try and succeed. Teaching is to promote creativity. Teaching should spark creativity. It is about thinking outside the box and finding new ways to solve problems. Teaching is to instill values among students. Teachers also teach good values like honesty, respect, kindness and responsibility. These values are important for being a good person. Teaching is to prepare students for the future. Ultimately, teaching helps prepare students for the future. It equips them with the knowledge and skills they will need in their adult lives. In summary, teaching is all about helping students to learn and grow, not just academically, but as individuals too. A good teacher wants a student to succeed and be the best they can be. Some of the questions are related to this subheading we will be analyzing. What is the primary goal of teaching? What is the primary goal of teaching? A. Knowledge dissemination. B. Student engagement. C. Skill development. D. Assessment. Of course, the primary goal of teaching is knowledge dissemination. In other words, the spread of knowledge to the student, to the humanity. So teaching primarily involves a dissemination of knowledge, spread of knowledge, providing information, facts and concepts to students. Which teaching objective focuses on fostering critical thinking and problem solving skills? A. Cognitive development. B. Affective development. C. Psychomotor development. D. Social development. Of course, which teaching objective? That is cognitive development. That objective focuses on fostering critical thinking and problem solving skills. Cognitive development objectives aim to enhance critical thinking, problem solving and intellectual abilities. Question number 3. What is the key aim of affective domain objectives in teaching? A. Developing emotional intelligence. B. Enhancing physical skills. C. Improving memory retention. D. Acquiring academic knowledge. So what is the key aim of affective domain objectives in teaching? Affective domain means heart related, value based. In other words, values like honesty, integrity, personal values, social values, all these things. Affective domain. So what is the key aim of affective domain? That is to develop emotional intelligence. Affective domain objectives focus on developing attitudes, values and emotional aspects, including emotional intelligence and empathy. Question number 4. In teaching, what does the psychomotor domain primarily address? Physical skills and coordination. A. B. Critical thinking and analysis. C. Emotional intelligence. D. Social interaction skills. So in teaching, what is the psychomotor domain? Psychomotor means something related with the bodily strength. So the bodily movements. So what does the psychomotor domain primarily address? They are physical skills and coordination. Psychomotor domain objectives relate to the development of physical skills, coordination and motor abilities. Question number 5. Which of the following is an essential aspect of effective teaching? A. Adherence to a single teaching method, that is following a single teaching method. B. Flexibility and adaptability. C. Consistent assessment practices. D. Rote memorization techniques. So which of the following is the essential aspect of effective teaching? That is flexibility and adaptability. What does this mean? Effective teaching requires a flexibility to adapt to diverse learning styles, situations and student needs. Question number 6. What is an intrinsic motivation factor in teaching? Intrinsic motivation factor in teaching. That is from inside, that is from the mind. Internal motivation in other words. A. External rewards and incentives. B. Personal interest and curiosity. C. Peer pressure and competition. D. Parental expectations. So what is an intrinsic motivation factor in teaching? That is personal interest and curiosity. Intrinsic motivation stems from internal factors like personal interest and curiosity rather than external rewards or pressures. Someone is happy with his aim. In order to do something, he derives a lot of happiness. Then it is internal, intrinsic motivation. Not because of somebody is praising him. No. By doing something by his own efforts makes him happy. That is intrinsic motivation. Question number 7. Which teaching objective involves encouraging teamwork and collaboration among students? Which teaching objective involves encouraging teamwork and collaboration among students? Social development, cognitive development, affective development, psychomotor development. Of course, very fact that we talk about teamwork and collaboration, it comes under social development. Social development objectives aim to enhance interpersonal skills, teamwork and collaboration among students. Question number 8. What is the term pedagogy referred to in the context of teaching? A. Art and science of teaching. B. Teachers' personal beliefs and values. C. Learning materials and resources. D. Classroom management techniques. What does the term pedagogy refer to? That is art and science of teaching. Pedagogy refers to the methods, strategies and approaches used in the art and science of teaching. So pedagogy means a method, strategies, approaches, especially for the children up to adolescence. Question number 9. Which approach focuses on student-centered learning and active engagement in the teaching process? A. Constructivism. B. Behaviorism. C. Cognitivism. D. Humanism. So which approaches focus on student-centered learning and active engagement? That is constructivism. Constructivism emphasizes active engagement, critical thinking and student-centered learning, where learners construct knowledge based on their own experiences. I hope you understood this. Question number 10. What is the primary aim of differentiated instruction in teaching? Differentiated means, using different methods for different types of students. That is differentiated instruction. A. Tailoring teaching to diverse student needs. B. Implementing standardized teaching methods. C. Maximizing assessment frequency. D. Focusing solely on theoretical knowledge. So what would be the correct answer for this? That is the primary aim of differentiated instruction in teaching. That is tailoring teaching to diverse student needs. Differentiated instruction aims to customize teaching methods to suit the unique learning styles, abilities and needs of individual students. Of course, part 1 is over. Now we are entering into part B, that is teaching, levels of teaching, characteristics and requirements of teaching. Teaching is when someone helps another person learn and understand things. It happens in many places like schools, homes and communities. There are different levels of teaching, each with its own characteristics and requirements. What are the characteristics of teaching? Characteristics of teaching. What is the nature of teaching, in other words? Teaching has important features that make it effective and helpful. The very important one is communication. Teachers need to communicate clearly to help students understand. This involves speaking clearly, using visuals and creating a friendly learning environment. Then adaptability, adjustment in other words. Good teachers adjust their teaching style to meet the needs and abilities of different students, understanding that each student Each student learns in their own way. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, everything is alright. Of course, some disturbances. Adaptability. Good teachers adjust the teaching style to meet the needs and abilities of different students, understanding that each student learns in their own way. Then patience. Teaching requires a lot of patience on the part of the teachers, especially when students struggle to grasp a concept. When they struggle to understand a concept, teacher needs a lot of patience in order to put it in his mind. A patient teacher can explain things multiple times and in different ways until the student understands. Then passion, great interest on the part of the teachers. Great teachers have a passion for what they teach. They care about the student's success, and teachers are enthusiastic about sharing knowledge. What are the requirements for teaching? To be a good teacher, certain things are necessary. Education and training. Qualification, in other words. Teachers need to learn about teaching methods, child psychology, and the subject they will be teaching. They often need to complete a formal education program and gain teaching certifications. Understanding of students. Teachers must understand the students' abilities, backgrounds, and learning styles to tailor lesson to suit the students' needs. Then effective communication. This is also one of the most important requirements. Being able to explain ideas clearly and listen to students' questions and concerns is very important, crucial. Effective communication makes the learning process smooth and engaging. Then continuous learning. Teaching is always changing, so good teachers keep learning and improving. They stay updated with new teaching methods and technologies. What could you say as concluding remarks for this subheading? Teaching is a vital part of learning and growing. Different levels of teaching cater to various age groups and learning stages. Effective teaching involves a good communication, adaptability, patience, and passion. To become a good teacher, one needs a proper education and understanding of students, effective communication skills, and a commitment to continuous learning. Teaching helps shape the future by nurturing young minds and preparing them for a successful life. So some questions we could analyze on this topic. Which of the following best describes the teacher-centered approach to teaching? A. Focuses on the teacher as a primary source of information. B. Emphasizes student participation and inquiry-based learning. C. Encourages collaboration and group activities. D. Prioritizes student interest and preferences. So which should be the correct one? Which of the following best describes the teacher-centered approach to learning? That is, focusing on the teacher as the primary source of information. In a teacher-centered approach, the teacher is the central authority providing information and leading the learning process. Question number 2. What is the key characteristic of constructivist teaching? What is the key characteristic of constructivist teaching? A. Passive role of the learner. B. Teacher-centered instruction. C. Emphasis on prior knowledge, that is previous knowledge and experiences. D. Rote memorization. What should be the correct answer? Key characteristic of constructivist teaching. That is the emphasis on prior knowledge and experiences. Constructivist teaching emphasizes building on students' previous knowledge and experiences to facilitate learning and understanding. So that is constructivist teaching. That is, that puts emphasis on previous knowledge of the students and their experiences. Question number 3. At which level of teaching does critical thinking play a central role? Knowledge level. B. Comprehension level. C. Application level. D. Analysis level. So correct answer will be D, of course. Critical thinking comes under analysis. So analysis level. Critical thinking is emphasized at the analysis level, where students analyze information, evaluate ideas, and draw conclusions based on evidence and logic. Question number 4. In differentiated instruction, Teachers modify instruction to accommodate which of the following? A. Uniform learning styles of all students. B. Heterogeneous learning needs of the students. C. Limited resources in the classroom. D. Standardized curriculum requirements. So in differentiated instruction, teachers modify instruction to accommodate which of the following? That is, heterogeneous learning needs of students means different types of students, different needs, different learning styles. That is called heterogeneous. Homogeneous means one and the same. Heterogeneous means different, various. That is the idea here. So heterogeneous learning needs of students. So differentiated instruction involves tailoring teaching methods to accommodate the diverse learning needs and styles of students in a classroom. Question number 5. Which of the following is a characteristic of a student-centered approach to teaching? A. Teacher as the sole decision maker. B. Passive role of students in learning. C. Student autonomy and active participation. D. Rigid adherence to a fixed curriculum. Which of the following is a characteristic of a student-centered approach to teaching? That is student autonomy, that is freedom. Student freedom. In other words, freedom given by the teachers in order to make him creative. The student autonomy and active participation. So in a student-centered approach, students have more autonomy in their learning and actively participate in the learning process. Question number 6. Which level of teaching involves the application of knowledge in a practical context? A. Knowledge level. B. Comprehension level. C. Application level. D. Analysis level. That is, which level of teaching involves the application of knowledge? Naturally, application level. That is, the application level involves using knowledge and understanding to solve problems and apply concepts in practical situations. Which of the following is a requirement for effective teaching? A. Memorization of content. B. Strong classroom discipline. C. Understanding of diverse learning styles. D. Strict adherence to a standardized curriculum. So that is the understanding of diverse learning styles. That is a requirement for effective teaching. Teacher must be able to understand different needs of the students, in other words. Understanding of diverse learning styles. Effective teaching requires an understanding of diverse learning styles and the ability to tailor instruction to meet the needs of different learners. Question number 8. What is a crucial aspect of the assessment process in teaching? A. Assessing only rote memorization. B. Aligning assessment with the learning objectives. C. Relying solely on subjective assessments. D. Ignoring student feedback. So what is a crucial aspect of the assessment process in teaching? That is aligning assessment with the learning objectives. That's very important. There are objectives whether students have achieved or not. So that way the learning objectives should be aligned with the evaluative procedures. The evaluative procedures should tell us whether the students have obtained the outcomes which we have already determined in the objectives. That is the idea here. Aligning assessment with the learning objectives. Effective assessment aligns with the learning objectives and provides a measure of how well students have achieved the desired outcomes. Question number 9. Which level of teaching involves organizing and integrating knowledge? A. Knowledge level. B. Comprehension level. C. Synthesis level. D. Evaluation level. Which level of teaching involves organizing and integrating knowledge? That is C. Synthesis level. Synthesis level. That is, it means involving, organizing and integrating knowledge to create new concepts or ideas. So the synthesis level involves organizing and integrating knowledge to create new concepts or ideas. Question number 10. In teaching, what does a scaffolding refer to? What does scaffolding refer to? That is supporting the students when they are facing difficulties in learning. So accompanying them while they are learning till they reach the necessary proficiency in learning. So in teaching, what does scaffolding refer to? A. Completely directing the learning process. B. Allowing students to learn independently. C. Providing support and guidance as students learn. D. Encouraging rote memorization. That is, what is scaffolding refer to? That is providing support and guidance as students learn. Scaffolding involves providing the necessary support and guidance to help students as they develop new skills or knowledge. Now we go to the next area, namely memory, understanding and reflective levels of teaching. So different levels of teaching we are just studying. It is in the syllabus, of course, you know that. So effective teaching is crucial for optimal, maximum learning outcomes. Understanding the connections between memory, comprehension and reflective levels of teaching is key to enhancing the learning process. What do you mean by memory in learning and teaching? Memory is the foundation of learning. It involves encoding, storing and retrieving information, essential for using knowledge effectively. Understanding memory mechanisms helps educators design strategies that aid retention and recall. What do you mean by encoding and memory? Encoding converts information into a format that can be stored in memory. Teaching strategies like visual aids, storytelling and associations maximize encoding or optimize encoding by providing diverse sensory inputs to enhance memory retention. Storage and memory. What does this mean? Storage involves maintaining encoded information over time. Techniques like repetition, practice and chunking help enhance storage, ensuring information is retained for future retrieval during assessments or practical applications. That is storage. Retrieval and memory. Retrieval is a recalling stored information when needed. Constructive alignment, where teaching aligns with assessment, facilitates effective retrieval by ensuring that the taught material is assessed in a way that mirrors real life applications. So, retrieval is a recalling stored information when needed. Understanding in learning and teaching. Understanding goes beyond memorization. It involves comprehension, application, and critical thinking. Teachers guide students to a deeper understanding, enabling them to connect knowledge and apply it in various contexts. There is a concept called conceptual understanding. What does this mean? Conceptual understanding is grasping the fundamental ideas and principles of a subject. Teachers foster this by using interactive methods, encouraging discussions and relating concepts to real-world scenarios. Then procedural understanding. What does this mean? Procedural understanding is knowing how to use knowledge effectively. Teachers facilitate this by incorporating problem-solving activities, experiments and case studies into their teaching. Then metacognitive understanding. There is a concept called metacognitive understanding. What does this mean? Metacognitive understanding is the ability to monitor and regulate one's own learning. Teachers develop this by encouraging reflection, goal setting and self-assessment, fostering lifelong learning habits. Reflective level of teaching. This is the third one, very important one. What does this mean? Reflective teaching involves analyzing one's teaching practices to improve methods and enhance learning outcomes. It is vital for the continuous development of educators and the education systems. Reflective level of teaching involves self-reflection. Self-reflection encourages educators, teachers to evaluate their teaching methods, interactions and classroom management. By identifying strengths and areas for improvement, teachers can adapt their approaches to better meet student needs. Then student feedback and adaptation. Incorporating student feedback is very essential. By seeking feedback, educators can understand students' perspective, adapt their teaching styles and create a more engaging and effective learning environment. Professional development and growth. Ongoing professional development is fundamental to reflective teaching. Attending workshops, pursuing advanced degrees, and staying updated with the educational research and trends help educators enhance the teaching methodologies and improve student learning experiences. What can we say as concluding remark for this subheading? Memory, understanding, and reflective teaching are interconnected aspects of education, each playing a crucial role in shaping effective learning experiences. Recognizing the importance of memory processes, understanding different levels of comprehension, and engaging in reflective teaching practices can significantly improve the quality of education. Next, we will analyze some of the important questions related to this subheading. What is the primary function of memory in the learning process? A. Understanding. B. Recall. C. Analysis. D. Evaluation. That is recall. The primary function of memory in the learning process is a recall. Memory at the recall level involves the ability to retrieve stored information or experiences, making it an essential aspect of the learning process. Which instructional method primarily fosters understanding in students? Rote memorization, that is blind memory. B. Concept mapping. C. Repetitive reading. D. Reciting information aloud. That is concept mapping, because this instructional method fosters understanding in students. They are able to analyze each and everything, to put everything together and then see. Finally, they are able to arrive at the understanding of the concept. The concept mapping helps students organize and connect concepts, fostering a deeper understanding rather than mere memorization or blind memory. Question number 3. What does reflective teaching primarily encourage in educators? A. Quick decision making. B. Continuous learning and adaptation. C. Rigid adherence to a single teaching method. D. Rapid curriculum changes. So what does reflective teaching primarily encourage in educators? That is continuous learning and adaptation. Reflective teaching encourages educators to continuously reflect on their practices, fostering ongoing learning and adaptation for better teaching strategies. Question number 4. Which strategy is best for enhancing memory retention in students? Mnemonics, that is, for an example, in order to understand the different colors, we have one word, that is VIBGR. There is a mnemonics. There is a technique of mnemonics. We are using that. VIBGR. All the colors we are able to recall. That is the idea here. So, which strategy is best for enhancing memory retention in students? Mnemonics, brief exposure to information, passive listening, single session learning. That is mnemonics. Mnemonics, using memory aids like acronyms or associations, can significantly enhance memory retention. So that is the idea here. Then question number 5. What distinguishes understanding from memorization, or what is the difference between understanding and memory? A. Depth of comprehension. B. Speed of recall. C. Quantity of information retained. D. Frequency of review. So what is the difference? What distinguishes understanding from memorization? That is the depth of comprehension. In other words, deep understanding. At the memory level, there is no deep understanding, whereas in comprehension level, there is a deep understanding of the concept. Using that concept, he is able to apply it. So that is the idea here. Understanding involves grasping the meaning, context and connections between concepts, surpassing mere rote memorization or blind memory. Question number 5. What is the primary purpose of reflective teaching? A. Implementing standardized teaching methods. B. Encouraging students to memorize concepts. C. Continuously improving teaching practices. D. Ensuring uniform assessment criteria. What is the primary purpose of reflective teaching? That is continuously improving teaching practices. So self-reflection is involved there. Reflective teaching focuses on self-assessment and improvement, aiming to refine and enhance teaching methods continually. So question number 6. Which technique relies on memory at its core? A. Problem solving. B. Repetition. C. Logical reasoning. D. Critical thinking. That is repetition. Which technique relies on memory at its core? Repetition. Repetition aids in the retention and recall of information, serving memory functions in learning. Question number 6. Which activity fosters understanding rather than rote memorization? A. Identifying keywords in a text. B. Rereading a passage multiple times. C. Memorizing a list of terms. D. Explaining a concept in your own words. Which activity fosters understanding rather than rote memorization or blind memory? That is, explaining a concept in your own words. If the student is able to explain a concept in his own words, that means he has a thorough understanding of the concept. No, that indicates. So explaining a concept in one's own words demonstrates understanding rather than mere memorization, mere memory. Question number 7. Which type of learning typically involves rote memorization? A. Project-based learning. B. Inquiry-based learning. C. Drill and practice learning. D. Collaborative learning. So, which type of learning typically involves rote memorization? That is, drill and practice learning. Drill and practice learning often focus on repetitive tasks, promoting rote memorization rather than deeper understanding. Question number 8. Which method aids in promoting understanding in complex subjects? A. Simplifying content for easy digestion. B. Overloading students with information. C. Providing minimal context. D. Encouraging questions and discussions. So, which method aids in promoting understanding in complex subjects? That is, encouraging questions and discussions. Discussions and questions foster understanding by engaging students in critical thinking and deeper exploration of complex subjects. Question number 9. What aspect defines understanding in the learning process? Of course, there is power cut. You may not be able to see my face. Even only my voice you will be able to hear. Doesn't matter. When the power comes again, you will be able to see my facial expressions. Yes. What aspect define understanding in the learning process? A. Memorization of key terms. B. Ability to recall information quickly. C. Grasping the underlying concepts and relationships. Following set of instructions precisely. Yeah. So what is the answer? I hope it has come back. The power is restored. I hope you are able to see my face. Yes. God bless you. Right. So what aspect defines understanding in the learning process? That is, grasping the underlying concepts and relationships. Understanding involves comprehending the fundamental concepts and their interconnections. Fundamental concepts and their interconnections. Question number 10. What does reflective teaching help teachers do? A. Maintain a static classroom environment. B. Adapt to the changing needs of students. C. Avoid self-assessment and evaluation. D. Impose uniform learning experiences on students. What does reflective teaching help teachers do? Reflective teaching aids in adapting teaching methods to meet the evolving needs of students, differentiating it from static teaching approaches. Question number 11. What technique helps in memorizing a sequence of information? A. Chunking. B. Superficial learning. C. Limited exposure. D. Non-repetitive reading. Chunking. Chunking involves breaking information into smaller, more manageable units, aiding in the memorization of sequences. If it is a long sentence, just word by word perhaps. So that way manageable units. Chunking involves breaking information into smaller, more manageable units. Question number 12. What is a significant characteristic of understanding based learning? A. Rote memorization. B. Quick regurgitation of facts. Quick understanding of facts. C. Application of concepts in new situations. D. Surface level comprehension. So, what is the significant characteristic of understanding based learning? That is the application of concepts in new situations. Understanding based learning enables students to apply learned concepts in diverse real world situations. Question number 13. What does reflective teaching emphasize in the learning process? A. Standardized assessments. B. Fixed teaching approaches. C. Self-assessment and continuous improvement. D. Fast-paced curriculum delivery. So what does reflective teaching emphasize in the learning process? That is self-assessment and continuous improvement. Reflective teaching focuses on self-assessment and a commitment to continually improving teaching methods. Question number 14. What approach aids in enhancing memory through spaced repetition? A. Cramming all information at once. B. Distributing practice over time. C. Avoiding practice sessions. D. Learning without review. So what is the correct answer here? What approach aids in enhancing memory through spaced repetition? That is distributing practice over time. Spaced repetition or distributing practice over time helps in better memory retention compared to cramming, that is blind memory. Question number 15. What activity fosters a deeper understanding of a subject? A. Multiple choice of quizzes. B. Critical analysis of text. C. Memorizing lecture notes. D. Repetitive reading of material. Which activity fosters deeper understanding of a subject? That is critical analysis of text. That gives a deeper understanding of the subject. Critical analysis engages higher order thinking, fostering a deeper understanding of a subject beyond mere memorization or rote learning. What do you mean by higher order thinking? Higher order thinking skills. Are there lower order thinking skills? Yes. Memory, understanding, lower order thinking skills. Analysis, synthesis, problem solving, evaluation, creating something new, all these come under higher order thinking skills. So critical analysis comes under higher order thinking skills. So critical analysis engages higher order thinking, fostering a deeper understanding of a subject beyond mere memorization or rote learning. Now we go for the next area, namely part B in a way, learners' characteristics, adolescent and adult learners and individual differences. Adolescence is the transition period between childhood and adulthood, typically from ages 10 to 19. This stage involves significant changes in physical, cognitive, emotional and social aspects. Understanding adolescent learners is crucial for educators to create supportive educational environment. Cognitive development in adolescence. Abstract thinking and reasoning happens at this age. Adolescents develop the ability to think abstractly and reason logically. They can engage in hypothetical and deductive reasoning, which helps them understand complex concepts and theories. Metacognition. They are able to think about themselves. That is another growth in them. Adolescents become more aware of their thinking processes and develop metacognitive skills, enabling them to plan, monitor and evaluate their learning strategies. This awareness enhances independent learning and self-regulation. Then critical thinking. Adolescents are trained for critical thinking and analysis. They question information, evaluate evidence and form informed opinions, making them discerning learners. Social and emotional factors. Peer influence. Adolescents are heavily influenced by their peers, that is by their classmates, friends, affecting their attitudes toward learning, academic choices and behavior in educational settings. Positive peer interactions can boost academic engagement and motivation. Identity formation. Adolescence is a time of identity exploration. Learners try to understand their place in society, their values and aspirations, which influences their educational goals and choices. Then emotional regulation happens at this age. Adolescents develop emotional regulation skills affecting their attention, memory, and learning experience. Schools should provide guidance and support to help them navigate these emotional changes effectively. Then motivation. In motivation there are two types: intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Adolescents are influenced by both the intrinsic as well as extrinsic motivations. Intrinsic means internal desires, extrinsic external rewards, pressures, etc. So adolescents are influenced by both intrinsic internal desires, interests, and extrinsic motivation, namely external rewards and pressures. Effective educators tap into these motivations to enhance engagement and participation. Then autonomy and control. Adolescents seek autonomy and control over their learning experiences. Involving them in decision-making processes can boost motivation. Relevance and meaning. Learning that relates to adolescents' lives and interests is more motivating. Teachers should connect the curriculum content to real-world applications, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for the subject matter. Identity formation, social identity. Adolescents explore their social identities including gender, ethnicity, culture, and socio-economic background. Understanding their social identity is vital for creating an inclusive and supportive learning environment. Academic identity. Adolescents develop their academic identity by identifying with certain subjects, skills, or academic roles. Nurturing a positive academic identity encourages a sense of belonging and motivation to succeed in educational pursuits. Learning styles. There are three types: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. Adolescents, like individuals of other age groups, exhibit different learning styles. Some learn best through visual aids, others through auditory, that is hearing, explanations, and some through kinesthetic experiences. Tailoring teaching methods to accommodate these preferences can enhance learning outcomes. Then collaborative versus independent learners. Adolescents vary in their preference for collaborative group learning or individual study. Providing opportunities for both can accommodate diverse learning styles. So as concluding remarks, we can say about adolescents like this: adolescents are a unique group with distinct characteristics and developmental stages that impact their approach to learning. Educators must adapt to meet these needs, ensuring adolescents have the best environment for academic and personal growth. By recognizing these characteristics, educators can design strategies that promote effective learning, engagement, and overall well-being during this critical phase of life. So let us analyze some of the questions on this topic. Which cognitive development characteristic is typical of adolescents? A. Concrete operational thinking. B. Abstract thinking. C. Sensory motor stage. D. Pre-operational thinking. Abstract thinking. Adolescents develop the ability to think abstractly, understanding concepts beyond concrete reality as part of the cognitive growth during this stage. Which is a prominent social characteristic of adolescence? Trust versus mistrust, identity versus role confusion, autonomy versus shame and doubt, intimacy versus isolation. That is identity versus role confusion. Adolescents experience a struggle to develop a stable sense of self and form a clear identity about themselves, differentiating themselves from others, which is a key social characteristic. What is a characteristic feature of adolescent language development? A. Rapid vocabulary decline. B. Increased use of abstract language. C. Decreased syntactic complexity. D. Limited use of metaphors. What is a characteristic feature of adolescent language development? That is increased use of abstract language. Adolescents expand their language skills by using more abstract and complex vocabulary to express thoughts and ideas. Which cognitive skill develops significantly in adolescence? A. Egocentrism. B. Conservation. C. Reversibility. D. Deductive reasoning. So, which cognitive skill develops significantly in adolescence? That is deductive reasoning. Adolescents develop the ability to draw logical conclusions from general statements or principles through deductive reasoning, which is a significant cognitive skill. Which psychological characteristic is notable during adolescence? A. Trust. B. Initiative. C. Industry. D. Identity crisis. That is identity crisis. Adolescents often experience an identity crisis, struggling to establish a clear sense of self and individuality. Of course, a clear sense of self and individuality. More freedom they expect. During adolescence, what is a key aspect of moral development? What is a key aspect of moral development? A. Pre-conventional morality. B. Post-conventional morality. C. Concrete morality. D. Conventional morality. So correct answer will be post-conventional morality. Adolescents move towards a post-conventional moral reasoning, questioning and evaluating societal norms and moral principles. In their childhood days, they simply obey what their parents or elders say to them. But when they become an adolescent, they begin to ask questions about the statements of others, parents or any other elders, etc. Why I should behave like that? Why do you say so like that? So adolescents move towards a post-conventional moral reasoning, questioning and evaluating societal norms and moral principles. Next question, which type of intelligence shows a significant development during adolescence? A. Fluid intelligence. B. Crystallized intelligence. C. Practical intelligence. D. Analytical intelligence. So which type of intelligence shows significant development during adolescence? Fluid intelligence. Fluid intelligence related to problem solving and adaptability undergoes substantial development during adolescence. What is a prominent physical characteristic of adolescent development? What is a prominent physical characteristic of adolescent development? A. Slowing down of growth rate. B. Rapid increase in height and weight. C. Decline in muscle mass. D. Stabilization of motor skills. So rapid increase in height and weight. Adolescents experience a growth spurt marked by a rapid increase in height and weight during this period. Next question, which aspect of social development becomes a primary focus for adolescents? A. Intimacy. B. Generativity. C. Integrity. D. Industry. That is intimacy. During adolescence, forming close relationships and establishing intimate connections with others become a primary social focus for individuals. Next question, which cognitive development theory is often associated with understanding adolescent learners? A. Piaget's theory of cognitive development. B. Erickson's psychosocial development theory. C. Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory. D. Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So, which cognitive development theory is often associated with the understanding of adolescent learners? That is Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Piaget's theory of cognitive development is widely associated with understanding how adolescents develop their thinking and reasoning abilities during this stage. Next question, what is the significant social characteristic of adolescent learners? Significant social characteristics. A. Peer influence. B. Trust versus mistrust. C. Generativity versus stagnation. D. Identity versus role confusion. Social characteristic, that is peer influence. Of course, in the other question we talked about identity versus role confusion. Among the four, which is the best, we have to choose. So that way, there we chose identity versus role confusion. Here, more than identity versus role confusion, especially the social character we are talking. We are talking about social characters of adolescent learners. That is a peer influence. That is more. Adolescents are significantly influenced by their peers during this stage of development, making peer influence a crucial social characteristic. During adolescence, learners often exhibit heightened sensitivity to what? A. Peer evaluation. B. Parental instruction. C. Teacher feedback. D. School policies. So peer evaluation. During adolescence, learners often exhibit heightened sensitivity to peer evaluation. Adolescents often show heightened sensitivity to how they are perceived and evaluated by their peers. Which of the following is a typical emotional characteristic of adolescent learners? A. Emotional volatility, emotional stability, emotional suppression, emotional interference. Emotional volatility means it is changing. The emotions are changing. They are not permanent in them. They are not balanced even. It is often changing. That is called volatility. So emotional volatility is a common emotional characteristic in adolescents due to hormonal changes and social factors. What is the physical characteristic associated with the adolescent learners? A. Growth spurts. B. Stable heart rate. C. Decreased metabolic rate. C. Declining lung capacity. Growth spurts. Adolescents experience significant growth spurts during this stage due to hormonal changes. Which of the following is a key cognitive characteristic of adolescent learners regarding decision making? A. Development of hypothetical thinking. B. Concrete operational thinking. C. Sensory motor thinking. D. Pre-operational thinking. That is, what is the right answer? What is the question? Which of the following is a key cognitive characteristic of adolescent learners regarding decision making? That is, development of hypothetical thinking. In other words, abstract thinking. Adolescents develop the ability to think hypothetically and consider potential outcomes of various actions. Next question. What is a typical social characteristic of adolescent learners concerning relationships? A. Peer orientation. B. Sibling rivalry. C. Generativity. D. Empty nest syndrome. Correct answer will be peer orientation. During adolescence, peers often become a central focus of social relationships, hence peer orientation is a characteristic. What is a key feature of adolescent brain development? A. Fully matured brain structures. B. Enhanced cognitive flexibility. C. Decreased synaptic pruning. D. Stable neurotransmitter levels. So what should be the right way? A key feature of adolescent brain development, that is enhanced cognitive flexibility. Adolescents demonstrate an increase in cognitive flexibility, allowing them to think abstractly, consider multiple perspectives, and engage in complex problem solving. Next question. During adolescence, which psychological characteristic is prominent? A. Identity exploration. B. Settled self-concept. C. Stagnant worldview. D. Fixed moral reasoning. That is identity exploration. During adolescence, which psychological characteristic is prominent? That is identity exploration. Adolescents undergo a period of intense identity exploration, trying to understand themselves, their beliefs, values, and roles in society. Which of the following is a common social characteristic of adolescence? A. Increased peer influence. B. Decreased interest in socializing. C. Limited need for autonomy. D. Decreased need for social approval. That is, which of the following is a common social characteristic of adolescence? That is, increased peer influence. Adolescents often experience a heightened influence from peers, which can impact their decision making and behavior. Which is a typical emotional characteristic of adolescents? Emotional volatility, emotional stability, emotional apathy, emotional predictability. Of course, just now we have seen that. Very sorry that it is coming again. Emotional volatility. Adolescents often experience emotional volatility due to hormonal changes and the challenges associated with their changing roles and responsibilities. What is a cognitive characteristic that develops during adolescence? Abstract thinking, concrete operational thinking, sensory motor intelligence, pre-operational thinking, that is abstract thinking. Adolescents develop the ability to think abstractly, reason logically, and consider hypothetical situations during this stage. During adolescence, which domain shows significant development? A. Social emotional. B. Physical. C. Cognitive. D. All of the above. So during adolescence, which domain shows significant development? All of the above. Physical, social, emotional, cognitive, etc. Adolescence is a period of significant development in multiple domains, including social, emotional, physical and cognitive. Next question, which factor often affects learning motivation in adolescence? A. Peer pressure. D. Decreased need for autonomy. C. Limited exposure to technology. D. Fixed mindset. Which factor often affects learning motivation in adolescence? That is peer pressure. Peer pressure can influence the motivation to learn and engage in academic activities among adolescents. Next question, what is a common challenge for educators in understanding adolescent learners? A. Consistency in behavior. B. Identical learning preferences. C. Predictability in emotional responses. D. Heterogeneity in development. That is heterogeneity in development, that is various growth patterns, various styles of learning, all this is heterogeneity in development. So adolescents exhibit diverse developmental patterns, making it challenging for educators to understand and cater to their individual needs and preferences. Next question, which of the following is a characteristic related to adolescent learning preferences? A. Preference for active learning. B. Preference for rigid instructional methods. C. Disinterest in technology use. D. Resistance to collaborative activities. So correct answers will be preference for active learning. That is the characteristic related to adolescent learning preferences. Adolescents often prefer active, hands-on learning experiences that engage them actively in the learning process. Now let us enter into another topic, namely learners' characteristic of adults. Another separate subheading here. What are the learners' characteristic of adults? Cognitive development. Adults use their prior knowledge, previous knowledge and experiences to understand new information, a process called constructivism. This helps them learn, remember and apply knowledge effectively. Cognitive development. Motivation. Adults are often motivated by personal goals and interests, while external factors like job requirements can influence learning. Intrinsic motivation is usually stronger motivation. So they are internally motivated than prior experiences, that is previous experiences. Adults bring a wealth of experiences to learning, which can be beneficial or challenging. Positive experiences can enhance learning, while negative ones might hinder it. Self-concept. They have their own self-concept. Adults have a strong sense of self, including their beliefs, values and identity. This influences how they approach learning and their willingness to engage. Educators should respect this to create a positive learning environment. Then readiness to learn. Readiness to learn. Adults are ready to learn when they see the benefits. They prefer to apply new knowledge immediately, making learning more practical and purposeful. Then orientation to learning. They are oriented towards effective learning. Adults focus on problem solving and preferred learning that is relevant and directly applicable to real life situations. Then individual differences. Adult learners vary in backgrounds, experiences, abilities and learning styles. It's important to recognize and accommodate these differences in learning programs. Now let us analyze some of the questions related to these adult learners. What is the typical characteristic of adult learners in terms of motivation? A. Externally driven motivation. B. Intrinsic motivation. C. Peer-driven motivation. D. Parental motivation. Correct answer will be intrinsic motivation. They are internally motivated to achieve anything. Adult learners often have intrinsic motivation, where the desire to learn comes from within themselves, driven by personal goals, interests, or a sense of accomplishment. Which characteristic describes adult learners' previous experiences influencing their learning? That is A. Tabula rasa, that means empty slate, that is they understand, that is the meaning of that. B. Andragogy. C. Experiential learning. D. Pedagogy. So correct answer will be experiential learning. C. Experiential learning emphasizes the role of previous experiences in adult learning, allowing them to connect new knowledge to existing experiences. So experiential learning becomes very important characteristic in adults learners learning. What is a common characteristic of adult learners in relation to their readiness to learn? A high dependence on instructors, B. Low levels of self-awareness, C. Readiness to learn when they perceive a need, D. Reliance on memorization techniques. So, which should be the correct one? What is the common characteristic of adult learners? That is readiness to learn when they perceive a need. Adult learners are typically ready to learn when they believe the learning is necessary or relevant to their lives or goals. Which characteristic is associated with the self-concept of adult learners? A. Fixed mindset, B. Fluid intelligence, C. Constant self-evaluation and adaptation, D. Limited self-awareness. So, which characteristic is associated with the self-concept of adult learners? That is, constant self-evaluation and adaptation. Adult learners continuously evaluate and adapt their self-concept, often seeking growth and improvement in their learning experiences. What is a key characteristic of adult learners concerning their orientation to learning? A. Passive learning approach, B. Fixed mindset, C. Collaborative learning preference, D. Receptive to directed learning. So, what is the key characteristic of adult learners concerning their orientation to learning? That is collaborative learning preference. Adult learners often prefer collaborating, that is cooperating with others. Collaborative learning, valuing interaction and shared experiences with the peers and instructors. Which characteristic of adult learners involves the need to connect new knowledge with their existing understanding? A. Disconnected learning, B. Assimilative learning, C. Cognitive dissonance, D. Integrative learning. So, which characteristic of adult learners involves the need to connect new knowledge with their existing understanding? That is integrative learning. Adult learners prefer to integrate new knowledge with their existing understanding, enhancing the relevancy and depth of their learning. Now, let us analyze what are the characteristics of learners with individual differences. We are going according to the topics in the syllabus for your information. Characteristics of learners with the individual differences. We will explore the characteristics of learners with the individual differences, focusing on abilities, interests, learning styles, motivations, and cultural backgrounds. What are the various abilities? What are the differences with regard to abilities? There are differences in cognitive ability, that is brain functions. Cognitive abilities involves mental processes like perception, memory, reasoning, and problem solving. Learners may excel in areas like logical reasoning, verbal or spatial intelligence. Then intellectual abilities. Intellectual abilities encompasses critical thinking, abstract reasoning, and creative problem solving. Then there are differences in physical abilities. It involves motor skills and coordination. Then there are differences in sensory abilities. It relates to how individuals perceive and process sensory information such as sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. Learners with varying sensory abilities may require different instructional strategies and resources. Even with regard to interest, they vary with each other. Subject interest. Learners have varying interest in subjects. Some may prefer science while others lean towards the arts or humanities. Recognizing these preferences help teachers engage learners effectively. Then there are differences with regard to activities, activity interest. Beyond academics, learners may have interest in activities like sports, music, or community service. Integrating these activities can boost engagement and motivation. Then with regard to hobby interest, they vary with each other. Hobbies are personal interests outside formal education. Knowing a learner's hobbies can help teachers make learning more relatable and enjoyable. Learning styles. There are different types of learners, different styles of learners in learning. Visual learners. And the teachers need to understand information, of course. The student, visual learners understand information better through pictures, diagrams, and visual aids. Please understand now, visual learners understand information better through pictures, diagrams and visual aids. They benefit from visual demonstrations. So by seeing they will be able to understand, not by hearing, okay, not by doing, but by seeing they will be able to learn better. That is the idea here. So auditory learners, those who hear from others or listen to others, auditory learners, they comprehend, they understand information best through listening and speaking. They benefit from lectures, discussions and audio materials. Third, kinesthetic learners. These learners learn by doing and experiencing. They engage more effectively when they can actively participate and manipulate objects. Then reading and writing learners. They prefer learning through reading and writing. They thrive on written explanations, textbooks and written assignments. Recognizing these learning styles helps educators design inclusive lessons that is acceptable by all the students. Motivation. With regard to motivations also there are differences. Intrinsic motivation. It comes from personal interest and enjoyment derived from learning. Some learners are motivated by the joy of learning or genuine interest in a subject. Then there is extrinsic motivation. Some students are driven by external factors such as rewards, recognition or grades. Some learners are motivated by tangible outcomes or avoiding punishments. Then achievement motivation. There are differences with regard to one's achievement motivation. It is aimed at mastering skills, achieving personal goals and demonstrating competence. Understanding this motivation helps teachers set appropriate, proper challenges and provide feedback to the students. Then social motivation. It is influenced by interaction with the peers, teachers or family. Collaborative activities and group projects can engage and motivate these learners. With regard to cultural backgrounds, there are differences. Cultural norms and values. Cultural backgrounds significantly influence learners' behaviors, attitudes and expectations. Understanding students' cultural norms and values helps create an inclusive and respectful learning environment. What are the factors affecting teaching? Knowledge and expertise. Subject knowledge. Depth and breadth of understanding in the subject matter. Continual updating of knowledge to incorporate advancements and changes in the field. Then pedagogical knowledge. Understanding of various teaching methodologies and strategies. Ability to choose appropriate teaching techniques based on the students' abilities and learning styles. Then pedagogical skills and strategies. Effective teaching involves employing a range of pedagogical skills and strategies to create an engaging and stimulating learning environment. In that we come across certain important things. Lesson planning. Designing well-structured and organized lesson plans. Incorporating diverse teaching methods to cater to different learning styles. With regard to classroom management, establishing a conducive and disciplined learning environment. Effectively managing student behavior and conflicts. With regard to communication skills, the teacher's ability to convey ideas and instructions clearly, actively listen to the students and provide constructive feedback greatly influences the learning experience and outcomes. Then verbal communication. There should be clarity and precision, correctness in verbal explanations. Effective use of language proper to the students' comprehension, understanding levels must be there. Then non-verbal communication, utilizing body language and gestures to enhance communication. Expressing enthusiasm and engagement in the subject matter. Then attitude and motivation. The teacher's attitude, enthusiasm and motivation play a significant role in shaping the learning environment and influencing student engagement and interest in the subject. Your positive and encouraging attitude can inspire students to achieve their best potential, best powers, innate powers. Enthusiasm for teaching, passion for the subject matter and teaching, inspiring students through enthusiasm and genuine interest. They should have positive attitude, encouraging a positive and supportive classroom atmosphere, believing in the potential of each student and fostering a growth mindset. The next one will be adaptability and flexibility. Teaching is an evolving profession, and the ability of a teacher to adapt to new technologies, educational trends, and diverse student needs is very important, crucial. Technology integration. Embracing and effectively utilizing educational technology. Integrating digital tools for interactive and engaging learning experiences. Differentiation. Teaching for varied groups of students, so according to the needs of the different types of students. Differentiation. Adapting teaching strategies to meet diverse student abilities and needs. Modifying lessons or changing lessons to cater to individual learning styles and preferences. Let us ask some of the questions. Let us analyze some of the questions related to this topic. Which of the following best defines individual differences in the context of learners? A. Variations in cognitive abilities, that is brain function. Cognitive abilities means brain abilities. Variations in cognitive abilities. B. Uniform learning styles. C. Common learning goals. D. Equal educational backgrounds. What is the question? Which of the following best defines individual differences in the context of learners? That is variations in cognitive abilities. That is individual difference. Individual differences refer to the unique cognitive, emotional, and social qualities that differentiate one learner from another. What term describes the process of modifying instruction to accommodate diverse learner needs? A. Standardization. B. Differentiation. C. Assimilation. D. Normalization. Correct answer, differentiation. Differentiation involves adapting teaching methods to suit the diverse needs and abilities of individual learners. So differentiation. So what is the question? What term describes the process of modifying instruction to accommodate diverse learner interests or needs? That is differentiation. Differentiation involves adapting teaching methods to suit the diverse needs and the abilities of individual learners. Which factors is a significant determinant of individual differences in learners? A. Socio-economic status. B. Uniformity of environment. C. Group conformity. D. Homogeneous peer interactions. So which factor is a significant determinant of individual differences in learners? Certainly socio-economic status. Socio-economic status significantly influences a learner's opportunities, resources, and access to educational support, affecting their learning experiences and outcomes. What is the key characteristic of kinesthetic learners? A. Prefer auditory learning methods. B. Learn best through movement and touch. C. Excel in visual learning activities. D. Thrive in quiet, reflective environments. So what is the key characteristic of kinesthetic learners? Students learn best through movement and touch. That is the idea of this kinesthetic learner. Kinesthetic learners learn by physically engaging with their environment, often benefiting from activities that involve movement and touch. In the context of individual differences, what is a defining characteristic of introverted learners? I mean, those who see only themselves, see inside. They won't be moving, with the others. In other words, they won't be outwardly going anywhere. No? Introverted means thinking too deeply about themselves, in other words, and being with themselves. That is the idea of introverted learners. So, in the context of individual differences, what is a defining characteristic of introverted learners? A. Thrive in group discussions. B. Gain energy from social interactions. C. Prefer solitary or one-on-one learning. D. Seek external stimulation constantly. So, prefer solitary or one-on-one learning. That is the idea. In the context of individual differences, what is the defining characteristic of introverted learners? That is, they prefer solitary or one-on-one learning. Introverted learners often perform better in quiet, focused settings and tend to prefer individualized learning approaches. Which of the following is a characteristic of a visual learner? A. Prefers listening to lectures. Learns best through written instructions and diagrams. C. Thrives in noisy learning environments. D. Excels in verbal discussions. Which of the following is a characteristic of a visual learner? This learner learns best through written instructions and diagrams. Visual learners process information more effectively through visual aids such as diagrams, charts, and written instructions. What characterizes an auditory learner? A. Prefers hands-on activities. B. Learns best through listening and speaking. C. Benefits most from written materials. D. Excels in visual learning methods. What categorizes an auditory learner? That is one who hears, listen to others and learn. That is the idea here. Learns best through listening and speaking. That should be the correct answer. So, auditory learners grasp information more effectively through listening and verbal communication. Which characteristic is typical of learners with dyslexia? A. Difficulty with mathematical concepts. B. Challenges in reading and language processing. C. Exceptional visual spatial skills. D. Enhanced auditory comprehension. Which characteristic is typical of learners with dyslexia? What is the meaning of that? It is nothing but a challenge in reading and language processing. They find difficulty in reading and language processing. They are called the dyslexia story. Learners with the dyslexia trouble. So, dyslexia is primarily characterized by difficulties in reading and language processing, not mathematical concepts. What categorizes a gifted learner? A. Struggles in academic performance. B. Learns at an average pace, that is speed, compared to their friends, peers. C. Demonstrates exceptional abilities in specific areas. D. Requires additional remedial support. What categorizes a gifted learner? That is, demonstrates an exceptional ability in specific area. In other words, gifted learners display exceptional aptitude and abilities in specific academic or creative domains. Now, let us enter into another topic, namely factors affecting teaching, learner-centric perspectives. So many factors, we will be analyzing each and every factor separately along with some questions. So, one of the factors, learner-centric perspective. Factors affecting teaching, learner-centric perspectives. So, factors affecting teaching, support material. We are going to discuss on the support material. This is one of the factors that affect the teaching. What is supportive material or support material? Support materials include resources like textbooks, audiovisual aids, interactive tools, and digital platforms. These resources are crucial for enhancing the teaching learning experience and can greatly affect the effectiveness of teaching. Support material. What is the importance of support material in teaching? Support materials are essential for effective teaching, offering additional resources to convey concepts and facilitate learning. What are the key reasons for their importance? They include enhanced learning experience. The support material present information in various formats, catering to different learning styles and preferences. So, enhanced learning experience is support material gives. The second one, visual aid for better understanding. Visual aids simplify complex concepts, difficult concepts, helping students understand and remember information. Thirdly, supplementing instruction. They provide real-world examples, practical applications, and hands-on experiences, reinforcing classroom learning. Fourthly, engagement and motivation. Interactive and engaging support materials increase students' interest and motivate active participation. Then, it promotes a personalized learning. Different materials, support materials, allow for personalized learning experiences, accommodating diverse student needs and abilities. What are the challenges in utilizing support materials? Despite their benefits, integrating support materials into teaching comes with certain challenges. First one, accessibility and availability. Budget constraints and limited resources can restrict access to a wide range of support materials. Then quality assurance. Ensuring the quality and accuracy of materials is crucial, as some may contain outdated or incorrect information. Third one, alignment with curriculum. Selecting materials that align with the curriculum and educational objectives can be difficult. Fourthly, integration into teaching methods. Effective integration requires training and expertise, which some educators may lack. Then technological barriers. Technological constraints can hinder the use of digital support materials, especially in areas with limited access to technology. Now let us talk about considerations for effective integration of support materials. How to promote these support materials in the most effective manner. First one, alignment with the learning objectives. Choose materials that match the lessons and learning objectives to ensure relevance and effectiveness. Then adaptation to student needs. Use materials that meet the diverse learning needs, abilities and preferences of students. Thirdly, professional development. Provide training and professional development to help educators select, use and integrate materials effectively. Regular evaluation and update. Continuously evaluate and update materials to keep them relevant and accurate. Engagement and interaction. Encourage active student engagement and interaction with the materials to maximize benefits and deepen understanding. Let us ask some of the questions on this aspect, namely support materials. Which factor plays a significant role in learner-centric teaching? A. Teacher's instructional style. B. Classroom lighting. C. Student motivation. D. School location. That is student motivation. In learner-centric teaching, the focus is on the students and their motivation to engage in the learning process. Making option C the correct answer. Option A, B and D are not directly related to learner-centric approach. Just see teacher's instructional style. So, which factor plays a significant role in learner-centric? That is student motivation. Other thing, teacher's instructional style, classroom lighting, school location are not directly linked with learner-centric teaching. So, in learner-centric teaching, the focus is on the students and their motivation to engage in the learning process. What is a key factor in learner-centric teaching that involves understanding individual student needs? Again, I just read the question. What is the key factor in learner-centric teaching that involves understanding individual student needs? A. Uniform testing. B. Differentiated instruction. C. Fixed curriculum. D. Standardized assessment. That is differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction involves a tailoring teaching methods and content to suit the individual student needs, a fundamental aspect of learner-centric teaching. In other words, according to the needs of the student, the teacher has to modify the content, method, everything. The final focus should be the student. So that is the idea here. So the fundamental aspect of learner-centric teaching is a differentiated instruction. According to the needs of the different styles of learners, the teacher has to teach. What does learner-centric teaching primarily focus on to enhance learning outcomes? A. Standardized assessments. B. Teacher-centered strategies. C. Individual learner needs and abilities. D. Fixed curriculum. So what does learner-centric teaching primarily focus on to enhance learning outcomes? That is individual learner needs and abilities. Learner-centric teaching is centered around tailoring teaching to meet the specific needs and abilities of each student, making option C the correct choice. Yes, individual learner needs and abilities. That should be the focus of the teacher. Then what is the characteristic of learner-centric teaching in terms of assessment? A singular assessment approach. B. High stakes assessments only. C. Varied assessment methods. D. Fixed grading criteria. So what is the characteristic of learner-centric teaching in terms of assessment? Varied assessment methods. Learner-centric teaching employs a diverse assessment methods to cater to different learning styles and abilities, making often C the correct choice. Which of the following is a factor affecting teaching related to support material? A. Availability of resources. B. Classroom size. C. Teacher's experience. D. Student attendance. That is availability of resources. Which of the following is a factor affecting teacher related to support material? That is availability of resources. Availability of support materials like textbooks, technology, supplementary resources, etc. greatly impacts the teaching effectiveness. Which factor affects the teaching by providing diverse material to cater to various learning styles? A. Curriculum design. B. Classroom layout. C. Student demographics. D. Teacher's personality. That is curriculum design. Curriculum design influences the variety and appropriateness of support materials for different learning styles. Which factor involves the use of digital tools and online resources for teaching? Which factor? A. Technological advancement. B. Classroom temperature. C. Teaching methods. C. Classroom management. That is technological advancement. Technological advancements influence the availability and use of digital support materials in teaching. Which factor affects teaching by enabling personalized learning through customized materials? A. Differentiated instruction. B. Classroom seating arrangement. C. School location. D. Teacher's attire. Which factor affects teaching by enabling personalized learning through customized materials? That is differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction allows teachers to tailor support materials to individual student needs. Which factor affects teaching by providing adequate training and guidance on using support materials effectively? A. Professional development. B. Classroom lighting. C. Parental involvement. D. Teacher-student ratio. So which factor affects teaching by providing adequate training and guidance? That is professional development. Ongoing professional development enhances teachers' ability to use support materials optimally at the maximum level. Which factor affects teaching by influencing the accessibility and affordability of support materials? So again I read the question. Which factor affects teaching by influencing the accessibility and affordability of support materials? A. Economic conditions. B. Classroom noise level. C. Teachers' motivation. D. Student seating arrangement. There are economic conditions. Economic conditions can determine the availability and affordability of support materials for teaching. Which factor affects teaching by promoting creativity and innovation in designing support materials? A. Pedagogical approach. B. Classroom temperature. C. Teacher's age. D. Student discipline. So pedagogical approach, that is the factor that affects teaching by promoting creativity and innovation designing support materials. The chosen pedagogical approach can influence the creativity and innovation in support material design. Which factor affects teaching by facilitating collaboration and sharing of support materials among teachers? A. Professional learning communities. B. Classroom wall color. C. Teachers' teaching style. D. Classroom furniture. Which factor affects teaching by facilitating collaboration and sharing of support materials among teachers? Professional learning communities encourage collaboration and resource sharing, including support materials among teachers. Now let us discuss on instructional facilities. This is also one of the factors that affect teaching. Instructional facilities, let us analyze this particular topic. Instructional facilities are crucial for high quality education and effective teaching. Several factors influence this process. That is technology and equipment availability. Modern teaching needs up-to-date technology and essential equipment. Then accessibility and adequacy of classroom, Well-designed, accessible classrooms create better learning environments. Laboratories and practical spaces, properly equipped labs and practical spaces to enhance hands-on learning. Then library resources. Ample and diverse library resources promote research and independent learning. Then internet connectivity and access. Reliable internet access supports digital learning and research. Specialized facilities for special needs. Inclusive facilities accommodate diverse learning needs. Recreational and outdoor spaces. Access to recreational and outdoor spaces supports physical well-being and holistic education. Audiovisual resources. Availability of audiovisual resources makes lessons more engaging. Then maintenance and upkeep. Regular maintenance ensures facilities are safe, functional and conducive to learning. Flexibility and adaptability. Adaptable facilities support various teaching and learning styles. Safety and security measures. Safety measures like the fire exits, first aid and security system create a secure environment. Budget and resource allocation. Proper financial support sustains and improves instructional facilities over time. Addressing these factors enhances teaching and learning, supporting improved methods, accessible resources and skill development. Some of the questions let us analyze related to these instructional methods. Which of the following is an example of instructional facilities? A. Library. B. Cafeteria. C. Playground. D. Administrative office. Library. Which of the following is an example of instructional facility? That is library. A library is an instructional facility that supports teaching by providing access to educational resources and materials. How can instructional facilities affect the quality of teaching? A. Enhancing student engagement. B. Managing administrative tasks. C. Providing financial support. C. Staffing and recruitment. How can instructional facilities affect the quality of teaching? That is enhancing student engagement. That's more important. Proper instructional facilities can enhance student engagement by providing a conducive environment for learning and interactive experiences. Which of the following is a key consideration in designing instructional facilities? Which of the following is the key consideration? A. Aesthetic appeal. B. Cost effectiveness. C. Political affiliation. D. Popularity of design trends. That is cost effectiveness. Cost effectiveness is a crucial consideration in designing instructional facilities to ensure optimal resource allocation. How do instructional facilities impact the accessibility for students with disabilities? A. Providing inclusive educational materials. B. Offering financial scholarships. C. Focusing on standardized testing. D. Emphasizing extracurricular activities. So correct answer is providing inclusive educational materials. Instructional facilities should be designed to provide inclusive educational materials and ensure accessibility for students with disabilities. Which factor is not influenced by instructional facilities in a learning institution? Not influenced. Just mark the question. A. Student motivation. B. Teacher expertise. C. Technological integration. D. Public transportation availability. So public transportation availability nothing to do with instructional facilities, right? It is separate. Public transportation availability is typically unrelated to instructional facilities in a learning institution. Which instructional facility plays a vital role in facilitating hands-on learning? Which instructional facility plays a vital role in facilitating hands-on learning, practical learning? A. Science laboratory. B. Auditorium. C. Computer center. D. Administrative office. That is science laboratory. There only hands-on learning is possible. Science laboratory facilitates hands-on learning and experimentation, enhancing the understanding of scientific concepts. So science laboratories. So how can modern technology affect the instructional facilities in education? A. Enhancing interactive learning. B. Reducing physical space requirement. C. Increasing administrative workload. D. Minimizing student participation. So, how can modern technology affect instructional facilities in education? That is, enhancing interactive learning. Modern technology can enhance instructional facilities by promoting interactive learning and engagement. Which of the following is a challenge associated with maintaining instructional facilities? Which of the following is a challenge associated with maintaining instructional facilities? A. Technological obsolescence. B. High student attendance. C. Low student enrollment. D. Limited extracurricular activities. So, that is the end of technology. Now, obsolescence means each technology is no more after some time. New technologies come. That is the idea here. You buy a particular thing, after a few years, that instrument becomes invalid. That is the idea here. Technological obsolescence. Right. So, technological obsolescence. Technological obsolescence is a challenge in maintaining instructional facilities due to rapid advancements in technology. How can a well-designed instructional facility impact teacher-student interactions? A. Encouraging open communication. B. Reducing teacher workload. C. Limiting student participation. D. Focusing on rigid classroom structures. So, encouraging open communication, that is the correct answer. Well-designed instructional facilities can encourage open communication and positive teacher-student interaction. What element includes the emotional and psychological well-being of students in the classroom? A. Classroom discipline. B. Teachers' expertise. C. Student motivation. D. School infrastructure. That is student motivation. What element includes the emotional and psychological well-being of students? That is student motivation. Student motivation is essential for a positive teaching learning environment as it impacts their emotional and psychological well-being. What are the factors affecting teaching? Some questions let us discuss. Which of these factors is regarded as a major institutional influence on teaching effectiveness? A. Faculty qualifications and expertise. B. Student demographics. C. External funding sources. D. Classroom furniture and equipment. A. Faculty qualifications and expertise. Faculty qualifications and expertise directly influence the quality of teaching within an institution. Well-qualified and experienced faculty members contribute to effective teaching and better learning outcomes. What institutional factors significantly influences the teaching methods and curriculum in an academic environment? What institutional factors? A. Administrative policies and guidelines. B. Student motivation and engagement. C. Local community support. D. Technology infrastructure. That is A. Which institutional factors significantly influences? That is administrative policies and guidelines. So, administrative policies and guidelines set the framework for teaching methods, curriculum development, and the educational strategies within an institution, ultimately affecting teaching practices. Regarding institutional factors, what are the main influences on the allocation of resources for enhancing teaching and learning? Regarding institutional factors, what are the main influences on the allocation of resources for enhancing teaching and learning? A. Institutional mission and goals. B. Student-teacher ratios. C. Classroom design and aesthetics. D. National educational standards. So, institutional mission and goals. So, regarding institutional factors, the main influence on the allocation of resources for enhancing teaching and learning will be the mission and goals of that institution. So, institutional mission and goals guide the resource allocation, including funds and facilities towards achieving specific teaching and learning objectives. Which institutional aspect significantly impacts the availability and accessibility of educational resources for effective teaching? A. Library and learning resources. B. Faculty-student ratio. C. Geographic location of the institution. D. Extracurricular activities. So, A. Library and learning resources. The availability and accessibility of educational resources such as a well-equipped library, directly affect the teaching quality by providing additional learning materials and research opportunities. Which institutional factor is vital for promoting a positive teaching and learning environment within the organization? Which institutional factor is vital? A. Institutional culture and values. The student attendance records, physical infrastructure and of the institution. C. Alumni network and engagement. So A should be the correct one. Which institutional factor is vital for promoting a positive teaching and learning environment? That is, institutional culture and values influence the overall atmosphere and attitudes within an institution, affecting teaching and learning experiences for both faculty and students. What the institutional factor ensures compliance with the educational standards and the accreditation requirements, influencing the quality of teaching programs. A. Quality assurance mechanisms. B. Faculty-student interactions. C. Availability of online courses. The student diversity. So A. Quality assurance mechanisms within an institution ensure that teaching programs meet specific educational standards, enhancing the quality and credibility of teaching. In the context of institutional factors, it is essential for fostering a collaborative and conducive teaching environment. A. Faculty development programs. B. Sports and recreational facilities. C. Student admissions policies. D. Marketing strategies. Correct answer will be A. What is the question? In the context of institutional factors, which is essential for fostering a collaborative and conducive teaching environment. That is faculty development programs. Faculty development programs support continuous improvement and collaboration among educators, positively impacting the teaching environment. Which institutional factor is vital for attracting and retaining high quality faculty, ultimately affecting the standard of teaching? A. Faculty compensation and benefits. B. Student-teacher feedback mechanism. C. Size of the student body. D. Student club activity. Again the question, which institutional factor is vital important for attracting and retaining high quality faculty, ultimately affecting the standard of teaching? So, faculty compensation and benefits significantly influence faculty motivation, job satisfaction and overall teaching quality within an institution. So, faculty compensation and benefits means they should be boosted up often. When they do overwork, they should be paid properly, and often they should be awarded, rewarded, appreciated, everything. Which institutional factor ensures compliance with the legal and ethical standards, directly impacting the teaching approach and content? Which institutional factor ensures compliance with the legal and ethical standards? A. Institutional policies and regulations. B. Alumni contributions and support the older student. Alumni means that one. C. Availability of extracurricular programs. D. Classroom technology and facilities. That is A. Institutional policies and regulations. Institutional policies and regulations establish guidelines for ethical conduct and legal compliance, guiding teaching content and practices. Which institutional factor supports the integration of technology into teaching, positively influencing pedagogical approaches? A. Technological infrastructure and support. B. Student academic performance data. C. Diversity of student population. D. Availability of scholarships and grants. Technological infrastructure and support. This factor supports the integration of technology into teaching. Right. Adequate technological infrastructure and the support enable educators to utilize technology in teaching, enhancing instructional methods and engagement. Now, let us enter into another topic, namely methods of teaching in higher learning institutions. This is teacher-centered methods. Here are some common teacher-centered methods. Lecture-based teaching. Lecture is a teacher-centered method. Lecture-based teaching, the teacher gives information through lectures. Students listen, take notes and learn from the teacher, who is the main source of knowledge. Demonstration. Teachers show concepts, experiments or procedures. Students learn by watching the teacher. Direct instruction. Teachers give clear instructions, explanations and demonstrations in a structured step-by-step manner. The Socratic method, dialogue method. The teacher asks questions to engage students in a dialogue, encouraging critical thinking and deeper understanding. And question and answer method. Teachers ask questions and expect students to answer based on what they have learned, ensuring comprehension and active participation. Then expository teaching, expository teaching. Teachers explain concepts, theory or principles in detail, often using visuals or multimedia to enhance understanding. Structured discussions. Teachers lead discussions where students share their ideas based on readings or materials. The teacher ensures the discussion meets learning objectives. Recitation. Students take turns summarizing information they have learned. The teacher corrects mistakes and provides additional explanations. Drill and practice. Teachers assign exercises or problems for students to complete independently, reinforcing learning through repetition. Modeling. Teachers show how to solve problems or complete tasks, providing an example for students to follow. Then case study analysis. Teachers present real-life cases for students to analyze, discuss and solve. Some of the questions let us analyze on this topic, that is a teacher-centered approach. What is the key characteristic of teacher-centered instruction in higher learning institutions? A. Focus on student autonomy, certainly no. B. Emphasis on teacher expertise. C. Collaborative group activities. D. Student-led discussions. So what should be the correct answer? Key characteristic of teacher-centered instruction, that is emphasis on teacher expertise. Teacher-centered instruction emphasizes the teacher's role as the primary source of knowledge and expertise in the learning process. In a teacher-centered approach, what is the main focus during class sessions? A. Student discussions. B. Independent research. C. Teacher lectures. D. Peer evaluations. So in teacher-centered approach, what is the main focus during class sessions? Teacher lectures. Teacher-centered instruction often involves teacher-led lectures as the primary mode of content delivery during class sessions. Which teaching method is characteristic of a teacher-centered approach to assessment? A. Group projects. B. Examination and quizzes. C. Peer evaluations. D. Case studies. There is examinations and quizzes. Which teaching method is characteristic of a teacher-centered approach? Of course, examination. Teacher-centered assessment typically involves examinations and quizzes or questions to evaluate individual student understanding and knowledge. In a teacher-centered approach, what is the role of the students in the learning process? A. Passive receivers of knowledge. B. Active collaborators in decision making. C. Facilitators of the lesson plan. D. Co-creators of course content. In a teacher-centered approach, what is the role of the students in the learning process? So they are simply passive receivers of knowledge. In a teacher-centered approach, students are seen as passive receivers of knowledge, with the teacher being the main source of information. Which of the following is a common teaching technique in a teacher-centered approach? A. Student-led presentations. B. Socrates seminars. C. Lecture-based instruction. D. Problem-based learning. So lecture-based instruction, that is the correct one. Which of the following is a common teaching technique in a teacher-centered approach? That is lecture-based instruction. Teacher-centered instruction often relies on lecture-based teaching, where the teacher imparts knowledge to students in a structured manner. In teacher-centered instruction, what is the primary objective of lesson planning? So what is the primary objective of lesson planning for teachers? A. Encouraging critical thinking. B. Tailoring to individual student needs. C. Covering specified content. D. Facilitating group discussions. That is covering specified content. That is the primary objective of lesson planning. Lesson planning in teacher-centered instruction focuses on ensuring that designated content is delivered to students within the time frame. What is the typical role of students in a teacher-centered classroom environment? What is the typical role of students in a teacher-centered classroom environment? A. Co-planning lessons with the teacher. B. Providing feedback on the course structure. C. Following teacher instructions and guidelines. D. Facilitating peer-to-peer learning. So what is the typical role of students in a teacher-centered classroom environment? That is following teacher instructions and guidelines. In a teacher-centered instruction, students follow the guidelines and instructions provided by the teacher. Which teaching style is central to teacher-centered instruction? A. Facilitator. B. Authoritative. C. Democratic. D. Laissez-faire. Authoritative. Which teaching style is central to teacher-centered instruction? Teacher is the authority. Teacher is powerful in teacher-centered instruction. Teacher-centered instruction often involves an authoritative teaching style where the teacher directs the learning process and makes key decisions. Which of the following is a criticism often associated with teacher-centered instruction? A. Fostering self-directed learning. B. Enhancing student engagement. C. Limited student participation and critical thinking. D. Encouraging collaborative learning. So what is the criticism often associated with the teacher-centered instruction? That is limited student participation and critical thinking. Critics argue that teacher-centered instruction may limit student participation and hinder the development of critical thinking skills due to its focus on teacher-led instruction. Students are passive in this class. That is the idea here. In learner-centered teaching, what is the role of the teacher? A. Sole provider of information. B. Facilitator and guide. C. Authoritarian figure. D. Knowledge evaluator. So, in learner-centered teaching, what is the role of the teacher? That is facilitator and guide. In learner-centered teaching, the teacher acts as a facilitator, guiding students in their learning journey. Which teaching approach encourages critical thinking and problem solving in students? A. Teacher-centered approach. B. Lecture-based approach. C. Learner-centered approach. D. Traditional approach. Which teaching approach encourages critical thinking? That is learner-centered approach. Learner-centered approaches promote critical thinking and problem solving skills by involving students actively in their learning. What is the key characteristic of learner-centered teaching methods? A. Rigid curriculum structure. B. Standardized assessment practices. C. Tailored learning experiences. D. Lecture-based instruction. What is the key characteristic of learner-centered teaching methods? Tailored learning experiences. Learner-centered teaching aims to customize, make it easy for the student. In other words, customize learning experiences to meet individual student needs and preferences. In a learner-centered classroom, what is the focus of the learning process? In a learner-centered classroom, what is the focus of the learning process? A. Teacher's agenda. B. Student's agenda. C. Textbook content. D. Predefined curriculum. So, student's agenda. In a learner-centered classroom, the focus of the learning process is student's agenda, student's plan. Learner-centered teaching places the student at the center of the learning process, focusing on the needs, interests, and progress. Which teaching method encourages collaboration, group activities among students? A. Lecture-based instruction. B. Teacher-centered approach. C. Cooperative learning. D. Traditional teaching. That is cooperative learning. Why? Cooperative learning is a learner-centered approach that encourages collaboration and group activities to enhance learning. What does formative assessment emphasize in a learner-centered approach? A. End of course evaluations. B. Summative exams. C. Continuous feedback and improvement. D. Grading based on participation. What does formative assessment emphasize in a learner-centered approach? That is continuous feedback and improvement. So, formative assessment, we have already discussed about this. Formative assessment happens while the courses are going on. Maybe a quarterly exam, half-yearly exam, or monthly test often come under formative assessment. That gives feedback to the teacher as well as to the student. So, formative assessment in learner-centered teaching focuses on providing ongoing feedback to aid students, help students in improving their understanding and skills. Which teaching strategy in a learner-centered approach promotes self-directed learning? Which teaching strategy in a learner-centered approach promotes self-directed learning? A. Lecture-based instruction. B. Inquiry-based learning. C. Exclusively teacher-led activities. D. Memorization-based exercises. Inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning encourages students to actively seek knowledge and develop critical thinking skills, promoting self-directed learning. So that is the question. Which teaching strategy? That is inquiry-based learning. What is an essential element of learner-centered teaching that accommodates the various learning styles? What is an essential element of learner-centered teaching that accommodates various learning styles? A. One-size-fits-all instruction. For everyone the same, no? That is the idea. B. Uniform evaluation criteria. C. Differentiated instruction. D. Rigid classroom structure. Differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction in learner-centered teaching caters to diverse learning styles and needs of individual students. In learner-centered teaching, what does a metacognition refer to? Metacognition, thinking about one's own thinking, that is metacognition. A. Assessing students' prior knowledge, that is previous knowledge. B. Reflection on one's own learning processes. C. Memorization of facts and figures. D. Teacher's assessment of student progress. What should be the correct answer? What does metacognition refer to, or what is the meaning of metacognition? That is reflection on one's own learning processes. Metacognition involves thinking about and reflecting on one's learning strategies, processes and understanding, which is an essential aspect of learner-centered teaching. Methods of teaching in higher teaching institutions, offline versus online methods. What are the offline teaching methods? Lectures. What are the advantages of lectures? Direct interaction between the instruction and students, immediate clarification of doubts, real-time feedback is possible in lectures. What are the disadvantages of lectures? That is passive learning for students, limited engagement and interactivity. Then with regard to discussion seminars, another important offline teaching method, that is discussion and seminars. What are the advantages? So lectures promote critical thinking and active participations. Discussions and seminars foster collaborative learning. Discussions and seminars make in-depth exploration of topics. Very sorry, lectures I have written there, it is not correct. Just substitute with the word discussions and seminars. Some error has erupted here. What are the disadvantages? That is, these discussions and seminar is time consuming for preparation and facilitation. It requires effective moderation skills. Then practical laboratory is another important teaching, offline teaching methods. Laboratories, practical laboratories. Advantages: practical laboratories give hands-on learning and application of theoretical knowledge. Practical laboratories promote skill development and experimentation. What are the disadvantages of lab? This requires a physical presence and specialized facilities. This is cost and logistic. There is a cost and logistic associated with the equipment and maintenance. Some institutions may not be able to buy them. Then tutorials are another offline teaching method. Tutorials. What are the advantages? Small group instruction for personalized attention. Addressing individual difficulties and misconceptions. What are the disadvantages? Resource intensive in terms of time and personnel. What are the online teaching methods? Asynchronous learning. What are the advantages of asynchronous learning? Flexibility in learning schedule. Accessible to diverse audience including working professionals. What are the disadvantages? It is limited real-time interaction and immediate feedback. Then synchronous learning. Advantage: real-time interaction and engagement. It simulates a traditional classroom experiences. What are the disadvantages? It requires a coordination of schedules across different time zones. Technical issues may disrupt the flow of the session. So that is a synchronous learning. All of a sudden camera may fail, or even our audio effect may fail. Anything can happen in a synchronous learning. Right. Hybrid blended learning. What are the advantages? Blended learning combines the benefits of both offline and online methods. Blended learning has the flexibility with a balance of face-to-face interaction and online content, both traditional as well as modern. What are the disadvantages? It requires a careful planning and coordination to ensure seamless integration, continuous integration. Then flipped classroom, another concept is also one of the offline teaching methods, flipped classroom. What are the advantages? Students engage with the course content before class and apply knowledge during in-person or virtual sessions. Students engage with the course content before class and apply knowledge during in-person or virtual sessions. So topics are already given, they grapple, engage with the course content before the class, and then they apply the knowledge during in-person or virtual sessions through online or offline mode. That's called the flipped classroom. Flipped classroom facilitates active learning and critical thinking. What are the disadvantages? Flipped classroom requires a proactive student engagement and preparation. The student should be, committed. Otherwise, this type of flipped classroom may fail. Institutions often use a combination of these methods to create a comprehensive and effective learning experience. Some of the questions: which method of teaching is traditionally associated with the physical classroom and face-to-face interactions? A. Offline method. B. Online method. C. Blended method. D. Hybrid method. Offline method. Offline method refers to traditional in-person teaching within physical classrooms. What method of teaching combines the elements of both offline and online instruction? A. Blended method. B. Synchronous method. C. Asynchronous method. D. Virtual method. So we already explained the blended method. Blended method integrates a traditional offline teaching with online components. Which method of teaching offers flexibility in terms of timing and location for both instructors and learners? A. Asynchronous method. B. Synchronous method. C. Hybrid method. D. Virtual method. That is asynchronous method. That is flexibility in terms of timing and location. Now I am speaking to you. You are not listening at this moment. After uploading this in YouTube, through YouTube you will be able to listen to me. This is asynchronous method. While I am talking, you are not listening. After finishing my class, when I upload this video in the YouTube, you are able to see that. So this is asynchronous method. Asynchronous method allows learners and instructors to access materials and engage at their own convenience. Which method of teaching involves a real-time interaction between instructors and learners? A. Synchronous method. B. Asynchronous method. C. Virtual method. D. Blended method. That is synchronous method. What is the question? Which method of teaching involves real-time interaction? Suppose I am speaking to you now, immediately you at the same time, if you are able to listen to me, this is called synchronous method. Through YouTube live I can do that, but I am not doing just at this moment. But then that is synchronous method. If you are speaking and if you are listening at the same time, that is synchronous method. Synchronous method involves live interaction and real-time engagement between instructors and learners. What method of teaching utilizes a combination of offline and online instruction to enhance the learning experience? A. Hybrid method. B. Virtual method. C. Blended method. D. Asynchronous method. That is hybrid method. Hybrid method combines both offline and online elements to optimize the learning process. Which method of teaching allows for immediate feedback and clarification during the learning process? A. Synchronous method. B. Hybrid method. C. Asynchronous method. D. Virtual method. That is synchronous method. Which method of teaching allows for immediate feedback and clarification? If I am speaking now, if you are able to listen to me, you can very well ask some questions. That is the idea here. So that way, synchronous method facilitates a real-time feedback and interaction. Which method of teaching requires a stable internet connection for effective participation? Online method, offline method, hybrid method, blended method. That is online method. Online method relies on internet connectivity for access and participation. Which method of teaching provides a traditional classroom experience with the integration of digital tools? Blended method, virtual method, hybrid method, asynchronous method, blended method. Blended method combines a traditional classroom elements with the digital tools for an enhanced learning experience. Now let us understand certain insights with regard to traditional, modern and ICT based teaching support systems. Traditional teaching support system. What does this mean? The traditional teaching approach relies on textbooks, chalkboards and face-to-face interaction. It has been the foundation of education for centuries, providing a structured method for imparting knowledge. Teachers are the main source of information, with classrooms, physical textbooks and handwritten notes as key components. What are the challenges of modern teaching support system? Technological barriers. Not all students have equal access to technology or the skills to use it effectively, leading to a digital divide. Then there is quality control, problem of quality control. Ensuring the accuracy and reliability of online educational materials is difficult due to the vast number of resources available. Then teacher training. Educators need proper training to effectively use modern teaching tools. ICT based teaching support system. What does this mean? Information and communication technology has revolutionized education, providing various tools and platforms to support teaching and learning. This system relies heavily on digital technology, software applications, online platforms and electronic devices. Advantages of ICT based teaching support system. Enhanced engagement. Interactive learning materials and gamified elements keep students motivated and engaged. Vast resources. ICT provides access to a wide range of educational resources including e-books, online courses, research articles and multimedia content. Real-time assessment. Digital assessment offer instant feedback, helping students identify areas for improvement. What are the challenges of ICT-based teaching support system? Infrastructure and access. Limited technological infrastructure and internet access hinder the effective implementation of ICT-based teaching in some areas. Then technological advancements. Teachers need continuous training to keep up with the rapid changes in educational technology. Then privacy and security concerns. Protecting students' data and ensuring their online safety are critical issues in ICT-based education. Let us analyze some of the questions. Which teaching support system relies primarily on face-to-face interactions and physical instructional materials? A. Traditional teaching. B. Modern teaching. C. ICT-based teaching. D. Blended teaching. What is the question? Which teaching support system relies primarily on face-to-face interaction? That is traditional teaching. Traditional teaching primarily relies on face-to-face interactions and physical instructional materials like textbooks, chalkboards and printed worksheets. Question number 2. Which teaching support system incorporates digital technologies to enhance the learning experience? A. Traditional teaching. B. Modern teaching. C. ICT-based teaching. D. Blended teaching. Correct answer will be B. Which teaching support system incorporates digital technology? That is, modern teaching incorporates digital technologies such as computers, multimedia and online resources to enhance the learning process. Which teaching support system combines both traditional and digital methods of instruction? A. Traditional teaching. B. Modern teaching. C. ICT based teaching. D. Blended teaching. So both, traditional digital methods we already seen the blended teaching method. Blended teaching combines traditional face-to-face interaction with the digital methods, providing a balanced approach to learning. Which teaching support system places a strong emphasis on utilizing computers, the internet and educational software for instruction? Which teaching support system places a strong emphasis on utilizing computers, the internet and the educational software for instruction? Of course, that goes without saying. ICT based teaching. ICT based teaching, information and communication technology, involves the use of computers, the internet and the educational software to enhance the teaching and learning process. In traditional teaching, what is the common mode of assessment? In traditional teaching, what is a common mode of assessment? Of course, we know that written exams. Traditional teaching often involves assessing students through written exams conducted on paper. Which teaching support system allows for asynchronous learning, enabling students to learn at their own speed? A. Traditional teaching. B. Modern teaching. C. ICT based teaching. D. Blended teaching. That is C. ICT based teaching allows for asynchronous learning, where students can access educational materials and complete assignments at their own convenience. They can take their time, they can take their own time, in other words. What is the characteristic of modern teaching methods? Characteristic of modern teaching methods. A. Heavy reliance on textbooks. B. Limited use of visuals and multimedia. C. Encouragement of critical thinking and problem solving. D. Exclusively in-person interactions. So that is C. Encouragement of critical thinking and problem solving. That is the characteristic of modern teaching methods. Modern teaching methods often emphasize critical thinking, problem solving, and active engagement of students in the learning process. Which educational support platform seeks to seamlessly integrate, continuously integrate diverse learning resources for an enhanced, for an enhanced teaching experience? A. Traditional teaching. B. Modern teaching. C. ICT based teaching. D. Blended teaching. That is, blended teaching integrates various teaching resources, both traditional and digital, to provide an enriched educational experience. Which teaching support system is most adaptable to remote learning scenarios? No doubt about it, ICT based teaching. Through different aspects of ICT, we can reach out to anyone at a far distant land. Okay, ICT based teaching is highly adaptable to remote learning scenarios, making use of online platforms and digital tools for teaching and learning. In ICT based teaching, what is a significant advantage for students? A. Limited access to information. B. Enhanced interactivity and engagement. C. Dependency on traditional textbooks. D. Reduced use of computers. So there is enhanced interactivity and engagement. Of course, more than mere words, they see everything, so they can reflect at their own speed. So that way, enhanced interactivity and engagement happens in online education. So ICT based teaching provides enhanced interactivity and engagement for students through the use of digital tools, contributing to a more dynamic learning experience. Now, elements of evaluation, a comprehensive analysis. What is the purpose and objectives of evaluation? Evaluation begins with a clear understanding of its purpose and goals. Stakeholder involvement. Engaging stakeholders in the evaluation process is essential. Stakeholders means parents, students, elders, even the government people. Or stakeholders can be individuals, groups, or organizations impacted by the evaluation results. Criteria and standards of evaluation. Criteria and standards serve as benchmarks for assessment. Criteria are the specific aspects being evaluated, while standards define the expected level of performance or quality for each criterion. Methods and approaches. Common methods include surveys, interviews, observations, and data analysis. The evaluation approach encompasses the overall strategy, such as formative evaluation during program development or summative evaluation at the end of a project. Then data collection. Data collection involves gathering relevant information based on defined criteria. The quality of the evaluation depends on the accuracy, reliability, and relevance of the data. Methods include surveys, focus groups, and record reviews for both qualitative and quantitative data. Data analysis. Data analysis processes the collected data to derive meaningful insights. Techniques like statistical analysis, content analysis, or thematic analysis are used to identify patterns, trends, strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement based on the criteria and standards. Then interpretation of results. Interpreting the results in evaluation involves understanding the analyzed data in the context of the evaluation's objectives and criteria. This step requires expertise to draw valid conclusions and provide valuable insights, highlighting successes and areas needing improvement. Recommendations and action plans. Recommendations suggest ways to improve performance, address weaknesses, or capitalize on strengths. Action plans provide a structured path for implementing these recommended changes or improvements. Feedback and communication. Providing feedback to relevant stakeholders is crucial for transparency and learning. Effective communication of evaluation results, recommendations, and action plans ensures stakeholders understand the findings and are motivated to participate in necessary changes. That is feedback and communication. Monitoring and follow-up. The evaluation process continues with monitoring and follow-up to track the implementation of action plans, measure progress, and make necessary adjustments. Then ethical considerations. Ethical considerations are fundamental. This involves conducting the evaluation with integrity, respecting participants' rights, maintaining confidentiality, and adhering to ethical standards which are vital for credibility and trust. Then cost and resource management. Effective evaluation requires adequate resources including financial, human, and technological. Efficiently managing and allocating these resources ensures the evaluation is thorough, timely, and cost effective. Now some of the questions we can just analyze. Which evaluation component emphasizes the comparison of actual performance with the established goals and objectives? A. Monitoring. B. Data collection. C. Reporting. D. Analysis. That is monitoring. Which evaluation component emphasizes the comparison of actual performance with the established goals and objectives? Monitoring. Monitoring involves systematically collecting data and information to track progress and compare it with the established goals and objectives. This helps to identify any deviations and make necessary adjustments to achieve desired outcomes. Which element of evaluation involves summarizing and interpreting data to derive meaningful insights and conclusions? Which element of evaluation involves summarizing and interpreting data to derive meaningful insights and conclusions? A. Analysis. B. Reporting. C. Planning. D. Data collection. That is analysis. Analysis involves processing and interpreting collected data to identify patterns, trends, and insights which are crucial for making informed decisions and improvements. What element of evaluation involves a systematic gathering of information relevant to the evaluation process? A. Data collection. B. Analysis. C. Reporting. D. Monitoring. That is data collection. Data collection involves a systematic gathering of information using various methods and tools to provide a basis for the evaluation process. Which element of evaluation involves presenting findings, conclusions, and recommendations to stakeholders? A. Monitoring. B. Reporting. C. Analysis. D. Data collection. That is reporting. Reporting involves presenting the results of the evaluation in a clear and structured manner to stakeholders, which helps to inform the decision making and planning for future actions. Which element of evaluation involves defining the purpose, scope, and criteria for the evaluation process? A. Analysis. B. Planning. C. Monitoring. D. Reporting. That is planning. Which element of evaluation involves defining the purpose, scope, and criteria? That is planning. Planning involves defining the purpose, scope, criteria, and methods for the evaluation, setting the foundation for a successful evaluation process. Types of evaluation. Formative evaluation. Formative evaluation occurs during the planning and implementation stages. Formative evaluation provides ongoing feedback for program improvement. Formative evaluation helps identify issues, refine strategies, and make necessary adjustments. What is summative evaluation? Summative evaluation takes place after a program or project is completed. Summative evaluation determines the overall success, impact, and outcomes. Summative evaluation focuses on objective achievement and program effectiveness for stakeholders and funders, those who are giving fund. Process evaluation. Process evaluation assesses the implementation and delivery of a program. Process evaluation assesses the implementation, so the implementation part, that is very important. Process evaluation assesses the implementation and delivery of a program. Outcome evaluation. Outcome evaluation examines short-term, intermediate, and long-term results or changes due to a program or intervention activity. So outcome evaluation examines a short-term, intermediate, and long-term results or changes due to a program or intervention. Impact evaluation. Impact evaluation assesses long-term and indirect impacts including social, economic and environmental effects. Then the realist evaluation. Realist evaluation explores context, mechanisms and outcomes to identify what works for whom, in what circumstances and why. That is a realist evaluation. Then meta-evaluation. Meta-evaluation evaluates the quality and effectiveness of other evaluations. So, evaluation over evaluation like, no, evaluation of other evaluation. That is meta-evaluation. Meta-evaluation assesses methodologies, data resources, analysis and findings for validity, reliability and relevance. Cost-benefit analysis, CBA. Cost-benefit analysis quantifies cost and benefits in monetary terms to assess overall value. So cost effectiveness analysis, there are two things here. So CBA, that is cost benefit analysis. I mean, less cost, more benefit. That is the idea here. Cost effectiveness. Cost effectiveness analysis evaluates the efficiency by comparing cost to achieve a specific outcome. That is cost effectiveness analysis. Cost effectiveness analysis helps determine the most efficient way to achieve a desired outcome within a budget. There are so many ways, which is the best way to do a particular thing. Now that is the idea here. Needs assessment. Needs assessment identifies problems, gaps and needs within a target population or community. Needs assessment. Ex post evaluation. Ex post evaluation assesses impact and outcomes after the program completion. Please mark the word. Ex post evaluation assesses impact and outcomes after program completion. Post evaluation analyzes results to provide insights for future initiatives. Then longitudinal evaluation. Longitudinal evaluation involves continuous assessment over an extended period, for a long period. Then retrospective evaluation. Retrospective evaluation reviews past programs to assess success, impact and lessons learned. Retrospective evaluation helps understand historical context and influencing factors. Then qualitative evaluation. Qualitative evaluation focuses on experiences, perceptions or perspectives of individuals or communities. Qualitative evaluation uses methods like interviews, focus groups and content analysis for in-depth insights. Then quantitative evaluation. Quantitative evaluation collects and analyzes numerical data to measure outcomes and impacts. Quantitative evaluation uses methods like surveys, questionnaires and statistical analysis for objective results. Then process outcome evaluation. Process outcome evaluation integrates process and outcome evaluation. Process outcome evaluation assesses both implementation and the outcomes for comprehensive understanding. Then interactive evaluation. Interactive evaluation engages stakeholders throughout the process. Interactive evaluation encourages active involvement and collaboration between evaluators and the stakeholders. Then causal evaluation. Causal evaluation aims to establish cause and effect relationship between a program and its outcomes. Then participatory evaluation. Participatory evaluation involves active participation and collaboration of the target population and stakeholders. Participatory evaluation ensures their perspective and insights are considered. Then what is benchmarking? Very important concept. Benchmarking compares performance, processes and outcomes with industry standards or best practices. Benchmarking identifies areas for improvement and sets goals for better performance. Then joint evaluation. Joint evaluation involves collaboration between multiple organizations or entities. Joint evaluation combines resources, expertise and perspectives for a comprehensive assessment. So some of the questions we will just analyze. What is the primary purpose of a formative evaluation in a program or project? Please wait. Let me take some water. Very sorry, camera is not working. Anyway, I hope you are able to hear the sound. Sometimes the technical problems are there. Anyway, just we will finish it. We are going to finish almost. What is the primary purpose of formative evaluation in a program or project? A. Assess the final outcomes. Provide ongoing feedback for improvement. C. Measure the long-term impact. Summarize the overall information. That is, provide ongoing feedback for improvement. Formative evaluation aims to assess a program during its development or implementation to provide feedback for improvement and make necessary adjustments. What type of evaluation focuses on determining the long-term effects and outcomes of a program? A. Formative evaluation, summative evaluation, process evaluation, needs assessment. Summative evaluation. Summative evaluation assesses the overall outcomes and impacts of a program or project after its completion. When does process evaluation typically occur in the program development cycle? When does process evaluation typically occur in the program development cycle? A. Before program initiation. B. During program implementation. C. After program completion. D. In the planning phase. During program implementation. So process evaluation, actually it is an activity, activity while you are doing the work, you are making the evaluation. That is process evaluation. Process evaluation occurs during the implementation phase to assess how the program is being delivered and whether it aligns with the intended plan. Then, what is the main focus of the outcome evaluation? Outcome evaluation. A. Program activities and processes, short-term results and effects, long-term impacts and sustainability, stakeholder satisfaction. Long-term impacts and sustainability. Now, that is the main focus of outcome evaluation. Long-term impacts and sustainability. Outcome evaluation focuses on assessing the long-term effects and sustainability of a program, looking beyond immediate or short-term results. What kind of evaluation is crucial for assessing whether a program is addressing the needs of its target population? What kind of population? Is it process evaluation, needs assessment, outcome evaluation, or summative evaluation? That is needs assessment. Needs assessment helps identify the specific needs and the requirements of the target population, forming the basis for program development and evaluation. What is impact evaluation typically conducted? When is impact evaluation typically conducted? A. During program design. B. After program completion. C. At the midway point of the program. D. Before program initiation. That is after program completion. Impact evaluation is conducted after the completion of the program to assess the ultimate effects or impact on the target population or community. Which type of evaluation assesses the quality and effectiveness of program activities? Which type of evaluation assesses the quality and effectiveness of program activities? Process evaluation, outcome evaluation, summative evaluation, needs assessment. That is process evaluation. Process evaluation assesses the quality implementation and effectiveness of program activities and processes during the implementation phase. So evaluation. Now let us go to the last area, I think, evaluation systems. Evaluation in choice-based credit system. What do you mean by choice-based credit system? Very important. This area is somewhat important as far as the exam is concerned. The choice-based credit system is a student-centered approach in higher education that allows flexibility in course selection and learning pace. It uses a modern evaluation system for a comprehensive assessment of student performance. What is the structure of evaluation in choice-based credit system? Number one, credit system. Students earn credits based on their coursework, with the credits reflecting the workload and expected learning outcomes. Typically, 1 credit equals 30 hours of learning, including lectures, tutorials, practicals, self-study, and assessment. That is credit system. Continuous evaluation. Instead of solely relying on end of semester annual exams, CBCS implies a continuous evaluation through assignments, quizzes, presentations, projects and midterm exams for a holistic assessment of students' understanding and progress. Then grading system. Student performance is evaluated using a grading system based on a scale that reflects their level of achievement in a course. Grades correspond to specific grade points contributing to the calculation of the cumulative grade point average. Cumulative grade point average, that is CGPA. Choice-based system. CBCS offers students the option to choose elective courses, promoting flexibility and personalized learning. The evaluation of these courses is tailored to their content and objectives. Then internal and external evaluation. Evaluation includes internal assessment, that is assignments, class tests, projects conducted by the institution itself, and external assessment, that is final exams conducted by the university or an external body. Methods of evaluations. Assignments. Assignments assess students' understanding and ability to apply course material through essays, reports or problem solving tasks. They are assignments. Then quizzes and tests. Regular quizzes and tests evaluate students' understanding of specific topics and help identify areas needing improvement. Then presentations. Presentations assess students' communication skills, subject knowledge and ability to present information coherently. Then projects. Projects provide opportunities to apply theoretical knowledge to real-world problems evaluated based on research, creativity and practical applications. So theoretical knowledge to real-world problems. Then practical examination. In hands-on disciplines, practical exams evaluate students' ability to apply theoretical knowledge in practical situations. Then end of semester examinations. That is comprehensive exams covering the entire course content evaluate students' overall understanding and retention of the subject. What are the advantages of the evaluation system in CBCS? Okay, in a choice-based credit system, CBCS. Choice-based credit system. The comprehensive assessment. Multiple assessment methods throughout the semester provide a thorough evaluation of students' abilities. So that is one of the advantages of CBCS. Then skill development. Various evaluation methods promote skill development beyond theoretical understanding, preparing students for real-world challenges. Then customization and flexibility. The choice-based approach allows students to tailor their evaluation by selecting courses of interest, offering flexibility and customization in their academic journey. Then continuous feedback. Continuous evaluation provides regular feedback, helping students identify strengths and weaknesses and make improvements. Continuous feedback. Reduce the exam stress. Distributed evaluation throughout the semester reduces pressure and stress from end of semester exams, enhancing the learning experiences. Then evaluation systems, computer-based testing. So this is the last area, I hope so. That is in the syllabus. Evaluation system, computer-based testing. Evaluation systems are crucial for measuring knowledge, skills, and competencies in education and professional fields. Technology has revolutionized this method, leading to computer-based testing, which uses computers for administering, scoring, and managing tests, offering many advantages over traditional paper-based methods. Components of computer-based testing. Test delivery systems. Test delivery system present questions in a structured way with the features like navigation, controls, question review, and time management tools. Then question item banks, that is a test delivery system. Question item banks, a collection of categorized test questions that can be randomized to prevent cheating and ensure security. I think NET exams are conducted like this only, I think. Scoring and analysis tools. Automated systems score responses and generate reports quickly and accurately. Scoring and analysis tool. Then advantages of computer-based. All these happen because of computers. Advantages of computer-based testing. Increased efficiency and speed. Rapid result. It delivers a test results quickly, often within minutes or hours. Streamlined administration is possible. Automated processes reduce the time and resources needed for preparation, distribution and grading. Enhanced security and integrity. Reduced cheating actually. Randomized questions and answers make cheating difficult. Then it secures storage also. Electronic storage ensures better security and integrity of test content. It is more or less safe. Adaptive testing and personalization. Adaptive assessments adjust question difficulty based on responses for a tailored assessment. Adaptive testing and personalization. Personalized feedback provides immediate feedback and performance analytics to help test takers identify strengths and weaknesses. Future trends and innovations. Artificial intelligence integration. Artificial AI. Automated item generation. AI creates diverse and challenging test items. Adaptive learning platforms. AI tailors questions and difficulty levels in real time based on performance. Then remote proctoring and biometrics. Proctoring and protecting. Remote proctoring and biometrics. Enhanced security. Biometric authentication and remote proctoring improve security and deter cheating. Cheating is avoided in there. Then behavior analysis. AI monitors behavior to detect unusual patterns indicating cheating or misconduct. Even plagiarism is observed or even found out through such instruments, AI instruments, so easily. Now some of the questions. What is the primary goal of evaluation in the choice-based credit system, CBCS? A. Assessing student knowledge and skills. B. Ranking students based on performance. C. Testing memorization abilities. C. Evaluating student attendance. So assessing student knowledge and skills, that is the purpose. Primary goal of evaluation in the choice-based credit system is assessing student knowledge and skills. The primary goal of evaluation in CBCS is to assess students' understanding, knowledge and skills related to the course they are undertaking. In CBCS, what does choice-based imply regarding evaluation? Students can choose their evaluators, students can choose the evaluation criteria, students can choose the courses they want to be evaluated on, students can choose the evaluation time. So, what is the correct answer for this? That is choice-based. What does this mean? Choice-based in CBCS allows students, they can choose the courses they want to be evaluated on. Choice-based in CBCS allows students to choose the courses they want to be evaluated on, giving them flexibility and control over the evaluation process. What is continuous evaluation in the CBCS, choice-based credit system? A. One-time evaluation at the end of the semester. B. Regular and ongoing assessment throughout the semester. C. Evaluating only theoretical knowledge. D. Evaluating practical skills only. So, regular and ongoing assessment throughout the semester. So, that is continuous evaluation in the CBCS. Continuous evaluation involves assessing students regularly and consistently throughout the semester, considering their performance in various academic activities. What is the purpose of a grade point in CBCS? Grade point in CBCS, choice-based credit system, that is A. Indicating the total marks obtained by a student. B. Providing a relative measure of a student's performance. C. Representing attendance percentage. D. Determining course fees. So, providing a relative measure of a student performance. Grade points in CBCS provide a relative measure of a student performance in a course, allowing for easy comparison and evaluation. In CBCS, how is the cumulative grade point average calculated? CBCS, how is the cumulative grade point average calculated? A. Total grade points divided by the number of courses. B. Total credits earned divided by the number of courses. Total grade points divided by total credits earned, or total credits earned divided by the total grades. See, I am very sorry. How is the cumulative grade point average calculated? That is total grade points divided by total credits earned. Come on, keep it in mind. Total grade points divided by total credits. So that is the idea. So CGPA in CBCS is calculated by dividing the total grade points earned by the total credits undertaken by the student. What is the purpose of internal assessment in CBCS? A. Assessing students based on external examiners. B. Evaluating students based on assignments, projects and presentations. C. Determining the pass-fail status of student. C. Calculating the overall CGPA. So evaluating students based on assignments, projects and presentations. That is the purpose of internal assessment in CBCS. Internal assessment in CBCS involves evaluating students based on various academic activities like assignments, projects, presentations, etc. conducted within the institute. Now, what is the role of choice-based credit system CBCS in evaluation? A. Assigning grades to students. B. Allowing flexibility in choosing courses and evaluation methods. C. Standardizing evaluation across all institutions. D. Determining scholarship eligibility. So, allowing flexibility in choosing courses and evaluation methods. So, what is the role of choice-based credit system in evaluation? That is, allowing flexibility in choosing courses and evaluation methods. That is the role. That is the function of choice-based credit system. That is, allowing flexibility in choosing courses and evaluation methods. CBCS provides students with the flexibility to choose courses based on their interests and preferences, impacting the evaluation methods as well. How does CBCS aim to enhance the evaluation process? A. By reducing the number of evaluation components. B. By incorporating continuous feedback from students. C. By standardizing evaluation across all universities. D. By eliminating practical assessments. So, how does CBCS aim to enhance the evaluation process? That is by incorporating continuous feedback from students. CBCS aims to enhance the evaluation process by involving students in providing continuous feedback, which helps in improving the quality of assessments. In CBCS, what is the significance of academic credits? In CBCS, what is the significance of academic credits? A. Representing the student's attendance record. B. Indicating the student's involvement in extracurricular activities. C. Measuring the workload and learning outcomes of a course. D. Determining the student's eligibility for scholarship. So, C is the right answer. CBCS, what is the significance of academic credit? That is, measuring the workload and learning outcomes of a course. Academic credits in CBCS measure the workload and learning outcomes associated with a particular course, helping in assessing the depth and breadth of a student knowledge. Academic credits in CBCS measure the workload and learning outcomes associated with a particular course, helping in assessing the depth and breadth of a student's knowledge. How does CBCS promote a student-centric evaluation approach? How does CBCS, that is credit-based, choice-based credits, CBCS, promote a student-centric evaluation approach? How does it promote? By focusing on teacher-centric evaluation methods, by involving students in setting evaluation criteria, by conducting a single final exam for all courses, by limiting the assessment to written examination. So here, how does CBCS promote a student-centric evaluation approach? By involving students in setting evaluation criteria. CBCS promotes a student-centric approach by involving students in setting evaluation criteria, ensuring that the assessment process aligns with their learning objectives and needs. Now, innovation, evaluation systems, innovation. Importance of evaluation system. This is the last item in the syllabus of the first unit. That is teaching aptitude. Importance of evaluation system. Evaluation systems are essential for measuring the success, impact and efficiency of projects, policies and initiatives. They offer insights into what is working well, what needs improvement and what should be changed or discontinued. Their importance includes the following: enhancing accountability, facilitating learning and improvement, maximizing efficiency and effectiveness, informed decision making. Evaluation outcomes provide evidence-based insights, helping stakeholders make informed choices and allocate resources wisely. Innovations in evaluation systems. Recent innovations have transformed the evaluation systems, improving their accuracy, efficiency and effectiveness. These innovations are vital for addressing modern society's evolving needs and complexities. Notable innovations are the following: utilization of technology, data analytics and big data, utilization of technology. Advanced analytics and big data processing enables swift analysis of large data volumes, extracting meaningful insights for better decision making. Machine learning and AI. Machine learning algorithms and AI can process complex data sets, predict outcomes, and provide real-time insight, revolutionizing the evaluation process. Then real-time monitoring and feedback, sensor technologies and IoT. Sensors and IoT devices, information technology devices, allow real-time monitoring of various parameters, providing continuous and immediate feedback on performance and outcomes. Real-time monitoring and feedback. Mobile apps and surveys. Mobile applications enable instant data collection and feedback from stakeholders, ensuring timely and accurate assessment. Participatory and inclusive approaches. Stakeholder involvement. Involving stakeholders throughout the evaluation process ensures diverse perspectives and experiences are considered, leading to a more comprehensive and accurate evaluation. Then co-creation of evaluation frameworks. Engaging stakeholders in designing evaluation frameworks promotes ownership and increases the relevance and effectiveness of evaluations. Then another concept called social network analysis, SNA, understanding network. SNA helps in understanding relationships and interactions within networks, allowing evaluators to assess the impact and influence of this relationship on outcomes. So, it helps in understanding relationship and interactions within networks, social network analysis. Identifying key influences. SNA identifies key influences within network, providing valuable insights for targeted interventions and improving program effectiveness. Then mixed methods approach, combining qualitative and quantitative methods. Using both qualitative and quantitative approaches provide a more holistic understanding of the subject under evaluation, leading to a more informed conclusions. Triangulation of data. Integrating data from multiple sources and methods enhances the reliability and validity of evaluation findings, ensuring a more robust assessment. Some of the questions we can ask: what is a common innovation in evaluation systems for educational institutions? AI-powered grading system, traditional pen and paper assessment, manual assessment without technological aids, grading by external evaluators, etc. That is, AI-powered grading systems are a modern innovation. Today, even in engineering colleges, that comes the first, and many colleges have introduced this one, almost all the engineering colleges, because this is the latest. So, AI-powered grading systems are a modern innovation that significantly enhances the efficiency and accuracy of evaluating student performance. What is the key advantage of competency-based assessment? Focus on memorization, rote learning, emphasis on standardized testing, tailored assessment of specific skills and abilities, broad assessment of general knowledge. That is, tailored assessment of specific skills and abilities. Competency-based assessment tailors the evaluation to specific skills and abilities, allowing for a more accurate measurement of a learner's capability. That is competency-based assessment. Tailors the evaluation to specific skills and abilities. What is a notable innovation in the evaluation for employee performance? Notable innovation. Annual performance reviews, 360-degree feedback, solely manager-based evaluation, subjective self-assessment. That is 360-degree feedback. 360-degree feedback involves gathering performance evaluation from various sources, providing a comprehensive view of an employee's strengths and areas for improvement. So, evaluation from various sources, that is 360-degree feedback in an education institution or anywhere. Which technology is often utilized to implement online examinations and assessments? Virtual reality, augmented reality, learning management systems, cloud computing, that is learning management system, LMS. Learning management systems are commonly used to conduct and manage online examinations and assessment efficiently. What is the significant benefit of utilizing machine learning algorithms in the evaluation system? Increased subjectivity in grading, enhanced accuracy and efficiency in evaluating large sets of data, reliance on traditional assessment methods, reduced use of technology in evaluation. What is the significant benefit? That is, enhanced accuracy and efficiency in evaluating large sets of data, Machine learning algorithms enhance accuracy and efficiency by analyzing and processing large sets of data to generate precise evaluations. Then what is the characteristic of 360-degree feedback in performance evaluation? Single source assessment, limited perspectives, feedback from multiple sources including peers, subordinates, supervisors, evaluation solely by the immediate school. What is the question? What is the characteristic of 360-degree feedback in a performance evaluation? We already seen that. Feedback from multiple sources including peers, subordinates and supervisors. 360-degree feedback gathers input from multiple sources, providing a comprehensive view of an employee's performance from various perspectives. What is the common challenge associated with implementing innovative evaluation systems in education? What is the common challenge associated with implementing innovative evaluation systems in education? Resistance to change from stakeholders, overemphasis on standardized testing, lack of technology infrastructure, inflexibility in assessment methods. That is resistant to change. Resistance to change from stakeholders can hinder the successful implementation of innovative evaluation systems in education, as it may be met with reluctance and opposition. Thank you very much, dear friends. God bless you abundantly. Certainly, it is a marathon class, a very, very long, long time class. It is a very, very long class, no doubt about it. But then you can just, go through this material here and there. Each area you can just go one day, something like, at different time intervals. But for my purpose, this would be very good as far as I am concerned, because everything will be there in one video. So suppose some people want to see everything together, perhaps they may have a look into this video. That is the idea here. Kindly subscribe in case you like this video. The camera is not working at the moment, so I am unable to show my face. In the beginning, I was showing my face. I am Dr.I.JESUDOSS, Father I.JESUDOSS, a former associate professor and a research supervisor. I have already done this coaching classes for my own students ever since 2000 onwards. So good experience I am having, I believe. I will be able to give you very good guidance in this. So God bless you abundantly. Kindly subscribe if you like this video.